I see you.
There are you, goober. I was making fun of you.
I know.
As you do. Well,
Hello.
we should probably... Yeah, whoa. We should probably get our like shared chat up, at least for Twitch. I don't have to go pull up a pop-out chat for your YouTube stream so like I can see what you're doing.
I
over
can't
there.
knock on you. It won't let me.
I don't know why. I'll do it to you though. It's fine. Where the fuck are you?
Hello, everybody.
Where are you? Yeah. Hello. Where's Cherrily?
Where did I go?
There you go. Where did you come from? Where did you go?
Accept.
Yeah, start sharing chat. Should be muted. Pull up chat so I can actually close out my other chat window. Or I guess I can still see it. I'll just minimize this then.
Okay.
Now I gotta go pull up your YouTube and go
Share
like
chat.
look at that now. I gotta go find your YouTube channel. Where are you even at?
Well, I don't know. Somewhere on the YouTubes away.
Somewhere a ways, maybe, possibly.
Somewhere away on the YouTube.
Cherrily's a mess.
John, Yimby,
This is
hi. Hello. We're a little scuffed today because we're
A little?
we're breaking a lot of things to make it work.
A little scuffed?
A little.
This is a lot of scuffed. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's good.
To explain to you guys a little bit about how we got this stuff working, getting both of our models up on screen is a bit of a pain in the ass. There's this old thing from like older VTubers will remember it, where we have like the video.ninja
Right?
to send a capture of our models to a browser source to OBS. Except VC Face and virtual camera doesn't fucking work for me anymore. So I had to like do a separate scene in OBS, project it as a window, and capture that window on Ninja to send to Cherrily so she could chroma key out the background and have me on screen.
Yeah.
It was a mess. It was a huge mess.
I'm gonna have to convert Obsi to Warudo to make this easier.
We talked about this already. This was gonna have to happen anyway. It's just that
It's gonna have to happen
Warudo
sooner
does not
now.
like the Vroid model at all.
No.
Warudo does not like the Vroid model. It's a mess. But we need to move off of that one anyway, so it's fine. I see Cherrily's chat. Hello.
Hello, people. By the way, I'm Cherrily, cat gremlin of random internet things. This is Obsi.
I'm Obsidian. Well, technically, the character talking is Coco, and then the little cat goblin robot is Obsibot, which is technically me, but whatever. Don't worry about that. That's specific lore details. Blep for 15 bits.
Thanks for that. That was
Blurp.
weirdly creepy.
Lamau.
Blep, blep.
How about I do? How about I do some stuff? I have some bleps. How about I just do this?
Oh my gosh, there's so many.
Yeah, all the little Cocos. Or better yet, because things are scuffed, I have the best one to use for this right now already. Let's just do that. All the confused.
I like this one. This one's good. This is a good emote.
It is a good emote. I like it a lot. So Cherrily, you DM'd me or texted me. I don't remember which one. You were like, "Hey, Obsi, we should do a chatting stream. We should do a thing." And I'm like, "Okay." And then you proceeded not to give me a list of things we were talking about.
No.
So
Did you see the list that I put out on Twitter?
No. Full disclosure, I have no idea what we're doing.
Really?
Don't give me that look.
You should go look.
Don't give me that look.
Thanks for stopping by.
You're gonna make me open
Appreciate you,
Twitter? How
Otaku.
dare you?
It's good to see you, Gabe.
Cherrily's gonna make me open Twitter. I can't believe this. Let's see. Okay, what does she say? She says, go over OceanGate documentaries, live action remakes of cartoon movies, Aphantasia, and memes.
And memes, yeah.
I like memes. There's a lot of memes. I got a few.
There is a lot of memes.
Yeah, this is good news.
Oh gosh.
We can finally be bees.
We can be bees.
This isn't your world. You can be a bee. You'll live
Need
like
to
a
get
pet.
that. The followage? What does followage do? I don't
know what that does.
I don't know what it does.
That's a command. That's a Twitch command. What does that even do? I have no idea what that does. I can just look confused, but you know what I can do?
Ah! No! That's too much!
Never enough. What if I got a little smaller here? Where's my hand at?
Pick your nose.
No, stop. Not allowed.
You know, I wonder. Oh, the ads are going on my side right now.
Fucking lead motion. Track my fucking hands. Damn. Annoying. Don't you poke me. How dare you? That's why I have to have these eyes on all the time.
You know, like we're just too superimposed on a screen, which is great. But what if we were in VR?
No, we already know how that's gonna go.
No, I think we need to do it.
the last time you and I got in VR, we broke Kyrie. So
yeah, well, we should do it again.
Because you started talking about bussies, and then Kyrie didn't know how to respond
Welcome to
to
bussies.
Which immediately is gonna get me like banned on YouTube.
You've been following me since 2022, dude.
Jesus,
that's amazing.
I don't remember how long I've been on your channel at this point. Feels like it's been forever.
Forever.
I don't remember a time where this wasn't happening. Actually.
You were following my sister Kyrie first, so.
Yeah.
And I met you through Kyrie and like Yui and through people that we all used to hang out with a lot.
Yeah,
we still hang out sometimes.
I think that like I met Kyrie because I was friends with like Rhythm, who became Lana, who became other. She had like 5 different VTuber personalities. It's fine. And then I met like Yui through her, and then it was Kyrie and a bunch of others, and then you somewhere along the lines, I guess. I don't remember. It's been a bit. That's a long time ago, and I have a memory of a goldfish. I'm not going to remember any of that.
It was a different time. Break-a-burr.
It was a different era. Easy.
Once upon a time in VTuber land.
Yeah. That was so long ago. I cannot imagine. Like, I don't know if I've shown this on stream before. I pulled up like a couple of pictures of like the first time I streamed like Dino Crisis 2 on my channel, which was like 4 or 5 years ago. So I look a bitch.
Howsy. Why are you so rude?
Always. This is bruh. Exactly, DK. You're lucky I didn't start with the DK rap. I could have done that. I chose violence with you immediately.
I don't know which one would be better. Alright, what were you saying?
Yeah. So I was saying that like I pulled up like there's an old clip of when I first played Dino Crisis 2 on my channel. And it's like with the old like V1 model and like when I didn't really know what I was doing. And I compared that to like when I did Dino Crisis 2, you know, like a month or so ago. The quality, like the difference in quality between the two is wild. Like 5 years of a difference. I'm like, Jesus. I got better.
I got better.
Turned me into a newt. I got better. I haven't seen that in so long.
I know, but it's very memeable too.
Yeah, it still is. I know there's some people who are like, it's such a boomer thing to reference, or it's a millennial thing to reference. I'm like, whatever, fuck you, it's funny.
Yeah, it's
Monty Python
if it's still
age,
good, it's good.
Fantastic.
I don't.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like if you like, you quote Monty Python, you get labeled as a boomer. But if you quote like Princess Bride, it's still okay. Which is like what?
I think the last time I saw like a Princess Bride movie was like recently. Somebody had like gone to like where they'd shot some of the film. Like, behold the glyphs of insanity, and I just kept seeing that. I'm like, it's so stupid. I haven't seen that in a long time either. I need to like rewatch that.
Yeah.
It has been a hot.
I think I've seen Princess Bride more recently than Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
It's been so long for both of
Yeah,
them,
if it's funny, it's funny.
Yeah,
there's a few timeless
like
memes
memes
on there.
Memes are great. I love memes.
I have
an entire
I have a
folder dedicated to
specific
them.
meme I want to ask you about later, but it'll be like one of the
Later?
last things. Yeah,
Why later?
just cause.
Is it like ones that are like very specific to me that no one else knows?
No,
Because
no,
I
no.
have a handful of those.
No, it's something that came up in stream previously that I have to ask you about.
In one of my streams?
My streams.
Oh, well, I don't know then.
Yeah, I know.
I'm very curious now. What nonsense Cherrily has gotten into? Because if she recommends me a meme, I'm like, okay,
No,
it's
not a recommendation. It's an
Obviously
opinion. It's an opinion.
An opinion.
It's an opinion.
Okay.
It'll be an opinion.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I like me some memes. I have. Hold on, let me check this. I have a folder dedicated to memes on my phone.
Oh gosh.
I have
That I don't have.
1,387 memes on my phone, just saved at the ready to send to anyone at a moment's notice.
Why?
Because I like sending people reaction gifs and memes, and it's just how I talk to people now. I can't speak like a normal person. It doesn't happen. My brain is fundamentally broken. The internet rotted it out, and that's why there's only one brain cell left. It's gone.
One brain cell.
Just the one. It's gone forever.
Forever.
Forever. Why does one man need that many reactions? Why don't you, Lightning?
I do have a folder for memes, but it's ones that like I either made myself or I made like in conjunction to like some sort of stuff for content. So like I don't actually have a folder of just collections of memes. I do have some that I've saved to my phone, but it's just mixed in with all my other like pictures, and I only save them to my phone so I can share them with other people online for like that moment. I'm like, haha, that's funny, and then I forget about it.
Everyone talks about saving memes. I just don't do that. I've never done that.
Yeah.
I think I started doing that in college, and I was menacing my friends with it. I have a screen cap somewhere in here where I sent a bunch of memes to one of my college buddies, and he replied with, "You are meme incarnate." And so I just screen capped that. I'm like, well, I gotta save that forever. That's funny. I also got banned from a group chat once for that, which was also really funny.
What? Like permaban?
Kinda.
Dude.
So the story goes, I had there was a mutual college friend who had like a group chat that he ran in college, and so I guess that bears without saying, but I go in and I had it's an out of context hentai where I took that
Obsidian.
and I sent it immediately without hesitation.
Are you late? No, we just started. Hi, unknown.
I sent this to that chat, and he was like, okay, well, obviously he's getting banned. And I got kicked from it for like 3 months. And then when I came back, the first thing I fucking did was I edited that same screen cap to be about like, just like being wholesome and definitely not posting things that are inappropriate. So I was making fun of the fact that he banned me for 3 months. And that was the first fucking thing I came back with.
Nice.
I was like, yep.
3
This is
months
what
for
I
the
do.
bit. I see.
I'm committed to the bit.
I see.
Always. So it was like, oh yeah, they knew immediately. They like I chose violence the moment. Like,
are these the
second
same
they let me
friends
back
that
in.
like pulled a knife on you? That was your knife?
Yes. one of them, I think. Which that's the other thing too. I used to make a bunch of puns and jokes in college, and some of my friends got really tired of that being a daily occurrence. So they like one of them took my pocket knife from me, and they were like, I swear to God, if you make a fucking pun at me one more time, I'm gonna stab you with your own knife. And this happened not once, not twice, 3 separate times from 3 separate people.
You must have been insufferable. Oh my gosh.
Absolutely. Also, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that.
I have a coworker, or did have a coworker that was like that. I'm just like, there were some days it was funny, and there were some days I'm like, I want to punch you. Please stop.
How bad were your puns? Vary. No fruit was too low. That was my motto for that. It did not matter. If I could make the joke, I was going to.
Yeah, he still does it sometimes, but mostly it's to make Insane suffer.
Yes.
Which is our mod that we share.
Because bothering insane is really funny. I've broken him on more than one occasion.
Yeah.
I just have to open up my
Endeavor.
Star Rail account and show him the not built characters, and he gets upset and crashes out.
Lightning gets it.
Yep. Not a very fruitful endeavor. Yeah. I had somebody a while back, I don't remember who it was, so they'll have to forgive me for not remembering, but somebody came in chat a few months back, and they were just listing off a bunch of puns and jokes. I'm like, oh my god, I love this. It's my favorite thing.
You had like a couple people that came in and like responded to your puns with other puns. I've seen it a few times.
Yes.
So.
And I love all of it. I'm here for puns. They're so good. Puns are the lowest form of comedy. Fuck you. They're funny. Fuck off.
Wah.
Puns are great. Wah.
Shoo.
Never.
You're too big. No, you don't need to be that. Stop it.
Ah. Bite it, Cherrily. She's always saying she wants to bite and lick things. That's my turn. I got the teeth for it.
You do have the teeth for it. I just have a single fang.
Mm-hmm. You got the spazzy anime character thing.
I do. Obsi's revenge.
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 And also, like, Shakespeare didn't do them. Yeah, you're right. Shakespeare did make a lot of those. Shakespeare's like is he like the first documented Yo Mama joke? Because I'm pretty sure he is.
Maybe I've heard something
really
like
funny.
that. I don't know how like confirmed that is though.
I don't know either, but I want to believe that Shakespeare wrote Yo Mama jokes.
That would be great.
I want to believe that he invented that,
Mm.
and honestly, great. Villain, I have done thy mother. Yeah.
I want to say that
Perfect.
now. Like, what?
It's like a reverse Uno. It's like, villain, I've done your mother.
Villain.
It's good. I love that. I need to find like old timey insults that just like you throw them at a random conversation and people just don't know how to respond to you
Yeah.
because they're so flabbergasted by like old English insults. They're like, what? What the fuck did you just say? It's like, you heard me.
I know they have lists of those. They have lists of pirate ones too.
Mm-hmm. I need to like replace all of my swears so YouTube doesn't get mad at me with like a bunch of like old English.
One of my
like,
favorite
mannerisms.
things I see people do to bleep out their swears is use Animalese from Animal Crossing. I love that. I know
I do like
Giga
that.
does that. And I've seen a few other people like, oh, I like this. I want to see more of it.
Mm. I think the most I see is like people will like since like I think Amelie like she'll censor herself with like her own like toad screeches, and I'm like, well, that's funny.
What's a toad screech?
You've never heard like the screams that toads make like in Mario, like when they did like the stupid toad yell.
No.
Amelie does that, and I'm pretty sure she's recorded herself doing it, and then censors herself with herself. On her
Ziki
TikTok.
censors Yui with random Yui noises. That makes sense.
Good.
That's not hard to
As you
do
should.
because Yui makes a lot of random noises. Plus, also curses
Yeah.
a lot. So
Yeah, it's a problem. I used to not swear. For as hard as that is to believe, I used to like not swear until college, and then college broke me,
I believe
and
it.
then it just the floodgates opened.
I
and that
believe
was
it.
that. For some people, like my streamer friend Fluke, he knew me before I started swearing, and before I had glasses even, and he was like, "Dude, like, you are so different now." Like, it kind of flabbergasted him a bit.
Still don't. Then
I still don't
stay
swear
that way.
anything to the way. Probably for the best, because I can't not swear, and it pisses off everyone I talk to sometimes. Or, especially like family. My parents do not like the fact that I swear, and I'm like, well,
Mine, but I won't say I don't, but it's like few and far between typically.
yeah. I talk to Cherrily pretty regularly, and like when I hear her swear, she's like actually mad about something,
Yeah, or
Or-
frustrated.
or just frustrated. Like she's not like me, where it's like every other word is like spritzed in like sentence enhancers. It's like, no. I just oh, there we go.
Hey,
Congrats for the raid of 7
Congrats.
people.
Hi.
Also, you triggered my favorite raid alert. Let's go.
Charlie swears something to be
Nico,
afraid
hello?
of.
We're on a Reaper. Hello, hello.
Nico,
Welcome.
hi.
Yeah, welcome. We're doing a chatting
We're on a
stream. I got
hey.
Cherrily over here. Look at this goober.
Yeah. This is a goober too.
Obsidian Cherrily, yeah.
Goop.
I got this goob. Just cause. I just drag her into things. I found her on the side of the street.
What are you talking about? This was my idea.
Look, I was just wandering around. I found her in a box. And I was like, okay, well, she looks sad and pathetic. I'll bring her home.
I just need the little, like, cardboard box that says adopt me, like, right here. Like,
Actually, speaking of that,
what?
So Zenless has, like, a new character coming out. It's like
Yes.
a tiger girl or something. And I've watched clips of her trailer. And it's just a bunch of cat memes. And one of those is, like, someone calls her cute. And then she just, like dooms in a box. She just sits in, like, a cardboard box. And I'm like, wow, it's just cat memes. Every other clip of it is cat memes. I love this.
I think I've seen
I
the
just started
character.
playing
She
Zenless
looks really
recently.
cute.
Mm-hmm.
She's
I like her a lot.
small, and she's got like a fluffier tail than the other cat girl, the cheetah one that's out.
Mm-hmm. The other thing I learned about Zenless was that the character that I rolled for, one of them that was like up currently, is another clone, I guess, of the character I already liked from the start, which is Anby. So like I like Anby, and apparently there's like 3 or 4 other Anby clones, and the one that I just rolled for is another one of those. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Just more variants of the same character.
Yeah, I
liked at the
would
beginning.
relate to the cat characters.
JRPG to beat the Famicom Dragon Quest clone known as Magic Candle. I don't know what that is.
JRPG to the beat. That sounds difficult. Like it's a rhythm
I
JRPG.
feel like I would struggle.
I think I would struggle too. Well,
That's like when I played like Crypt of the Necrodancer. I've never beaten Crypt of the Necrodancer because I can't like. I used to be a musician and I've shamed myself for this. And every time I'm like, wow, I cannot hold this.
I don't
suck
think
at
I
this.
would be very good. I wasn't that great at the guitar game. I forgot what the name of it is already.
Guitar Hero,
Not Guitar Hero.
Beat Saber.
No, it's the one where it's very cartoony and it has its own Obsibot. I played it at the beginning of this year and now like the name completely
I
gone.
Necrodancer seems so hard. I played a bit of Necrodancer. I might do that for a stream one of these days. They have the Miku DLC, and I do want to like play as
you own
Miku.
the Miku DLC.
I bought it. I haven't played it yet.
Oh.
I bought it when it came out.
Yeah.
I think I pre-ordered it. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Like,
20 of them?
what are you
That's so
talking
many.
about? Are you talking about like what was it? It's not the Jet Set Radio. It's like that other one that you played. It was
Hold on.
same people though.
I find it real fast.
Oh my god, I can't remember. I watched you play some of that. It's not Jet Set Radio. It's the other one. I think that's what you're talking about. Bomb Rush Cyberpunk? Was that? That doesn't
No,
sound
no,
right.
no.
While she's looking for that, I've been trying to get Cherrily to play games with me, and she won't.
You're trying to get me to buy games to play games with you.
I
and
wanted Cherrily
I don't
to
have
come
the
join
money.
me on Arrakis to go fight sandworms, but she won't play with me. She refuses to go join Arrakis. I wanted to go look for the spice, but Cherrily said no.
The spice. I've been watching a
The
little
spice
bit
must flow,
of
Cherrily.
people playing the Dune Awakening game, and
Wait,
I
wine, obviously.
I rated Cabal, who was playing that, and when I got there, he had been on for 10 hours, totally like absorbed and addicted to it.
Let's fucking go. Let's go. I am dragging Cherrily into Grounded 2 when that comes out next month, though.
We are playing
100%
Grounded 2.
happening.
I
I'm
promised
dragging
I
her
would
into
play Grounded 2.
Because she wouldn't play Grounded 1 with me. I have 1,000 hours into
I
Grounded
played
1.
a little bit. But I
have 1,000 hours, and I think I played a grand total of like 2 of those with Cherrily. What are you talking about? We doing fights? I mean, yeah, we fighting. We always fight. But yes, River City Girls is happening, which is, for YouTube, I think is going to confuse the shit out of my YouTube audience because I've not streamed any of that to YouTube right now. So they're going to pop in to the first and last video of River City Girls 2.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're gonna finish it.
We are gonna finish
It's
it.
fine.
I'm excited. Now I can't find this game. It just disappeared.
Now I'm half tempted just to do like a Talladega Nights reference with the video.
Hi-Fi Rush. That's what I was talking about.
Oh yeah, that's what it's called. I couldn't remember.
And Hi-Fi Rush, I'm like, I wasn't great at that game, and it doesn't punish you all that much for being bad at rhythm games, but I was still not great at it. But I did beat it, so I was happy with that. But if I ever tried to play it on actual like hard difficulty, I think I think would have a problem.
Considering that Hi-Fi Rush has characters that resemble my own OCs,
They do.
including ObsiBot, I feel like I am contractually required to play it eventually.
I think you'd really like it, honestly.
I probably would
It's
like
very
it.
fun.
I like
It's a
the
very
art style.
fun game. I said like the rhythm part is not punishing. You can get through it without worrying about it too much.
That'd probably be fine.
Yeah, you'd be better off than I would, honestly.
I mean, I don't know about all that, but like maybe. I mean, you got further in Doom than I did, and that's not because I like couldn't do it. It's because I got so fucking bored, I gave up on it. Like, I think I did one stream of Doom Eternal, and then I like.
I'm very tempted to go
on it.
back and like actually finish it, but I didn't realize I got through like over 2/3 of the games without any power-ups. I made it so hard on myself.
Well, you know, now they got the new Doom just came out, so you gotta play that.
Church Cheetah's like, have you gone and powered up anything? I'm like, what do you mean?
That reminds me of there's a girl I see on TikTok who talks a lot about like Hazmat Hotel and stuff, but she apparently like started playing like God of War Ragnarok and didn't realize that you could upgrade your characters and stuff.
Oh.
And so she got through like 75% of the game without having done a single upgrade.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh wow, that's like a straight on challenge run. Respect. Not that she didn't do it on purpose, but like respect.
There was a couple of streams of Doom where I like struggled with one boss for like the entirety of the stream, like 3 hours. There was a couple of those streams that were just like that, and it was rough. I'm like, am I just bad at this? And then I find out later I didn't upgrade anything, so I was making it especially hard on myself.
Like that. I feel like the reason why people miss that kind of stuff is like either the UI is like not really like helpful, or they like get drowned out in words and just kind of skip it.
It was, I think, a part of it was just there was just a lot to learn, and Doom is actually kind of one of those games where it sort of teaches you as you go along. But I guess I missed a section, or I didn't think it was as important, and I just forgot about it because I would only stream once a week, and I'd forget, like, whoop, gone. Classic
streamer moment.
Yeah.
Didn't read the tutorial.
No, I read the tutorial. I just didn't remember it the next week.
Cherrily has 1 brain cell total. So
that's because I borrowed it from you.
Yes, you did. You stole it from me, rather. That's why when I go to do streams, it seems like you have no brain cells left. Stream once a week, we'll do that. Yeah, that's kind of why I need to start picking up like doing Zenless and stuff. Like every week, like 2 or 3 times a week. That way I don't forget how to play the game and also can make progress. Because I have like a year's worth of content to get through.
Oh my gosh, it's so much.
So I've got a lot.
I need to go through Horizon. Like I need to dedicate a few more days to it per week to get through it because I'm going through it really slowly. I really enjoy it, but I'm going through it really slowly.
At the rate you're going, you'll probably be doing Horizon for like the next year before you finish it.
Yeah, so I need to like not. I need to like actually
like
work on
even with me like focusing on trying to beat Forbidden West. Like Forbidden West took me as long to get through as Elden Ring did.
Yeah.
Which is about 150 hours.
It's such a.
In fact, I think Elden Ring actually took less time. So.
Yeah. Oh, I have to like dedicate some time off stream to do the side quests and just leave main quest for stream.
Yeah, you're not wrong, Lightning. If you skip the side quest, you can power through it.
Yeah, but I don't want
My Horizon experience, which I don't know if I've talked about on stream yet or not. I might have back when I did the Forbidden West DLC. When I played Zero Dawn for the first time, they were like, "Hey, go to Meridian," and I was like, "Okay, yeah, I could do that." Counterpoint: I'm not gonna do that. So I proceeded to like explore the entire map. I found everything, did all the cauldrons, I found all the like vantage points, I did everything you could do, and then I steamrolled the story in like 2 or 3 days. But like it took me like 100-something hours to get through like exploring the entire map just on my own and doing things my way.
Like okay, last was it last night? Yeah.
So Demon Chuckle.
I found like another power cell finally, and I'm like, oh, I found a power cell. I can go and like unlock that armor, and I go in and I unlock a section of it. I'm like, I gotta find 3 more of these suckers.
Yeah, you will not find all of those till like close to like
The
after
end.
you've explored like the entire map. You will have that.
That's
and
what I was
it's,
saying.
one of the
Like,
last
oh,
things you
it's
can
one
get.
of those things. I see.
Yeah, I can tell you that shit pissed me off so much when I first played it because I was like, oh my god, I want that armor. Give me that.
Yeah, I was like, I finally found the second one, and then I go back and like, I have to do 3 more of these. What?
I get bored of exploring eventually. I mean, I'm very ADHD, so shiny was a very big part
Yeah,
of it.
shiny is bad.
And also,
I'm a little bit completionist when it comes to exploration on maps. I'm not like a completionist when it comes to like tasks. Like if it's grinding stuff, I'm like, no, I'm out. But if it's like exploration, I want all the things, and I will go find them.
well, there's like especially with Horizon, there's like a visible, hey, I can explore the map and I can see my progress.
Yeah.
Whereas like dailies and stuff, I mean, they're a grind. There's no way around that. That is a grind. A grind I still need to do today.
Which one? You've got how
All.
many games now that you have to grind?
All. The answer is all.
I don't
I
do
have
gotcha games. I don't
Impact
like grinding.
Third,
I don't
Zenless,
like
and
dailies.
Star Rail. Well, I need
refuse.
to set up more stream days for Zenless because I'm like, all day today, I'm like, man, I want to go back and play more Zenless.
Aw.
And I'm like, shit, I don't have another stream day for this until next week. Fuck!
Yeah, because
Just
tomorrow
wanna do more
we're
Zenless.
doing not
I
tomorrow,
do
Sunday
art.
we're doing stuff with DK, and yeah, you have art tomorrow.
Yeah, there's art tomorrow, and then I have like a real life thing to go do. And then Sunday morning, you and I are doing Blender stuff, I think. And then Sunday night is River City Girls with DK. So I can't do Zenless until like next week at some point. But I'm like, man, I really want to go play Zenless. I may or may not have given Zenless a teensy tiny maybe bit of money and also got both S rank characters that are currently on the banners right now.
Oh, did you? I know you were going to get the battle pass, which makes sense if you're playing the game. You
I
get the
did,
battle
yeah.
pass, but like you actually wailed.
Not so much.
Not
a
so
little.
much, a little.
Just a little bit. Just a bit. A little tiny bit. Because I need characters. Like, I don't have anybody to play, so I need new characters.
Yeah, you're right, DK. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Cherrily and I throw hands, object runs ahead and leaves behind. You know what, DK? Just out of spite, I will drag my ass across the floor and make you suffer. I will be so unhelpful just for that. I'll let you figure out the boss gimmicks on your own. You have fun with that. You figure it out.
DK, I'm
I
gonna
won't
have to
tell you
drag you up
nothing.
here onto chat stream at some point. There's plans, so
Yep, drag him out to the public stocks.
we get to try the new
Throw tomatoes at him.
Warudo team up stuff. So
Mm-mm.
it's gonna happen.
Eventually, when I get on Waterdo, we'll have to I gotta update a lot of my stuff. I talked about some stream the other day that I really want a lot more interactivity for streams. So you know how you guys have tossing shit at your head, like cheese and stuff. I've got to add tossing things.
Sadly, I
and other
can't
things,
toss cheese at you. I wish I could.
Not yet. You can't. Eventually, you will be able to throw cheese at me. Among other things, I might throw in little goofy 3D models as I'm learning Blender and toss in some silly stuff. That could be fun. One day.
Looks. it's
Oh, your cheese is chroma keyed out, so you just have a hole. I would recommend it. It's fine. I like cheese. Cheese is tasty.
Wouldn't recommend the cheese slap thing.
Green screen cheese? Yeah, it's gone. Cherrily has a cheese-shaped hole in her heart.
My question is I wonder if you can connect on Steam. I guess you can't throw throwables at other people if you're connected on Steam. At least not yet. But I could go to that person's stream and click on the redeem and do it. I guess. What? What's that face
maybe.
for?
Why not? What, you don't want my...
Ugh.
But ugh.
I gave you that face.
I was just making that face. I don't know if I even have do I have that? I have a frown.
No.
Here's that. I have a blush.
Aw.
There it is.
That mild disgust.
Ugh.
Mild
Ugh.
disgust.
Coco looks at you like this because she saw your browser history.
My browser history is so boring.
She saw the things you follow on Twitter, Cherrily. She saw. You an Obsi disgust emote? You already have that. You already have multiple versions of that, in fact. DK, do you not recall? Do you not remember the thing that we just made for stream? This one. Do you not remember? What else would you call that?
They're everywhere.
It's disgust. It's perfect. I have multiple emotes to convey disgust.
What?
Just reply with my own.
So we do have topics we are supposed to talk about today.
Do we? I thought we were just going on ramblings. I literally called this VTuber ramblings. So like.
Okay, so yeah, I set this up and I made topics, but I didn't tell Obsi about the topics.
No, she did not tell me about the topics. I specifically asked. And I was like, okay, like you want me to send you a model picture, but like what model do I want? I don't know what we're talking about. I know what we're doing. And she's like, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Whatever one you want.
Don't worry about it.
Or actually, let me see exactly what it was that Cherrily told me. Because it was very amusing. Let's see. Where's my DMs with you?
There.
Let's see. Oh, no, it might have been just a text. Ping, how are you insane? You are actually just like insane right now. Legitimately.
Got it. Work. I hear the word works.
You see the nonsense I have to deal with, chat? You guys see this? Let's see.
Yeah, I didn't tell him exactly what we're talking about.
No, she didn't.
Well, he does know we're gonna talk a little bit about the OceanGate stuff. We both watched the newest documentary.
I mean, we can make more emotes. I gotta make some on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Yeah, so I was like, which models you want me to use? I have no idea what stream is about on Friday, so at the moment I don't know which one would be better. And then she says, whichever model you want to use, it's casual chatting. And I'm like, okay. She just was not very helpful. And I'm like, I don't know what we're doing.
I need the authentic.
But we are apparently talking about OceanGate.
Yeah, we're going to talk about OceanGate. I don't know if y'all have been seeing any of those documentaries. They've made 2. There was one on Discover Channel, I think, which was on HBO and YouTube. And then the newest Netflix one, which dropped like this past week.
What's OceanGate? Okay, well, I'm glad you asked because this was my hyperfixation. So, a couple years ago, you may recall that there was a billionaire who thought he was smarter than the entire submersible industry and decided he was going to build a submarine out of carbon fiber and shit he bought from Camping World and was like, yeah, this seems like a good idea. And then proceeded to go down to the bottom of the fucking ocean and blew up.
Yeah, he imploded.
Like a dumbass. So, yeah, there's 2 documentaries now because, like, the Coast Guard's inquiry, like, they have a report they're working on. They've not actually released their report yet.
Yeah, it's not done
but
yet.
There are 2 documentaries out. One that's currently on, like, I watched it on Hulu, and then there's one on Netflix. But I think the Hulu one's on HBO or something.
Oh, it is on Hulu.
I have opinions. I have thoughts.
I watched the Netflix one right before a stream. It's so like.
Since you know not as much about it, why don't you talk about what your impressions were?
My impressions between what?
Of the different documentaries and the situation.
Oh, well, the Discover one, it focused on like all the dives, and it was just kind of like a generalization of the entire like fiasco. They didn't get too deep. It felt like they almost weren't getting too deep for the sake of, like, there's legal issues that they couldn't talk about. They kind of skimmed the top.
Yeah. So. Your impression is it was really dumb? It was so dumb. It is... it is, like, the dumbest thing you could possibly do, multiplied by, like, 1,000. Like,
there's a lot of incompetence. And the Netflix
stupidity.
one, like, focused on the workforce environment, the work culture around OceanGate. And like it didn't really actually focus much on the actual incident of itself. It kind of glassed over that. They just like, well, and then like on the last dive, they died.
I think like the Netflix one's a lot more damning of a documentary too, because like
absolutely,
they set up like direct quotes of like how, and this is actually the problem I had with like the Discovery one. Was like the Discovery one didn't talk about some of like the key figures of that story, which is like David Lockridge, who was their like head of marine operations originally, and then he was like, this shit is not safe, like this is a problem, and he brought it up to Stockton, and then Stockton Rush wouldn't listen to him. And then when they got stuck under another wreck, the Andrea Doria, and Stockton nearly killed them and everyone else on board, and Lockridge had to like take control.
Yeah.
After that happened, they like started blocking him out of the company, and eventually they're like, hey, just why don't you make your own report about the safety stuff for the sub? And he does, and Stockton uses it as like, you're not a team player, I'm getting rid of you. You're telling me that I can't do what I want to do. Yeah, he didn't like the report that said this thing is going to kill some people.
His ego got in the way.
Yep. So then they fired Lockridge, and then Lockridge goes to OSHA, and he's like, hey, this shit is fucked. Please fix this. Like, you need to investigate this. And then the moment that they like told OceanGate that this was happening, Stockton was like, I will not think twice about spending $50,000 to ruin a person.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, a direct actual quote
direct
of like, he will spend $50,000 to ruin a person. And they started to sue David Lockridge into oblivion because they dared to speak out against him.
Yeah.
And then they had to like walk away from the lawsuit because they couldn't do it anymore. And then OSHA like basically was like, yeah, there's other things that are more important than this. We're not going to bother. And so like they had to like walk away from it. And then the next dive blew up.
I don't know if OceanGate completely walked away from it, but they were so swamped.
Oh, OceanGate didn't, but like
not OceanGate, but
Lockridge had to. Like he had to. Lockridge
had to walk, but like Ocean didn't walk away from it necessarily, but they were already swamped with other things. And they couldn't get it to it in a timely manner. And while it was happening, Lockridge was actually losing money actively, and they just dropped it. I was not necessarily under the impression that OSHA wasn't going to investigate, but they just didn't get around to it.
Well,
they were that.
I think the direct quote was that there are 11 other cases that are more important than yours,
right,
or something to that effect. So like they weren't going to focus on it, and then like Lockridge just couldn't afford the legal fees anymore. So he had to drop the complaint, and when he drops the complaint, then OSHA drops the investigation. So then nothing ever came of it because they couldn't rely on OSHA to actually investigate this exceedingly dangerous situation. So Lockridge was like, okay, somebody's gonna die, but I can't do anything about it.
Meant to be the pilot of this. Lockridge was meant to be like the head pilot for all this stuff, and then they got rid of him, and then like Rush was like, I'm just gonna like start assigning random people to be the new pilot.
The worst part about that was like who he put in charge next, because he like there's like this girl who was like she was like a freelance diver or whatever, but she was an accountant for OceanGate. And he's like, cool, you're now the director of marine operations. She's like, what? I'm an accountant. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, we can spin this in the media. The first female pilot of a submersible. Like he was looking for the ways to like spin this to the media to like gain more like traction and getting more funds. And I'm like, dude, that is so fucking scummy.
It's very scummy.
And it's all just to create a 5-person submersible in a death tic-tac to go down and gawk at a mass grave, where Stockton's own wife had relatives who died on the Titanic.
Yep.
And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? The image matters more to the guy's life. It mattered more than his own life. It was genuinely like he was so egotistical that he believed he knew better than the entirety of the industry. And anybody who told him differently either got fired from the company or had to leave because they weren't going to be complicit in killing people in this stupid death tic-tac of a sub. And the Netflix one, what I thought was like really wild too, is they did like a test on, like they had to rebuild the hull because after like the dives in the Bahamas, they had to like rebuild the hull. And then they did a test on like what they were going to do for the new hull. And then the test failed miserably.
Yeah, so they have,
instead
they
of
make
just
like a
keep fixing it, they just went and did it anyway.
Yeah, they did it anyway. They made like a 1/3 scale for both versions of the sub, and the first one didn't come out well. They had some success. The second one, where they're trying again, they all failed for the miniaturized version, non-manned mini sub and these pressures. And then they're like, well, we got it good enough, and so they just started making a big one. We're like, it's fine. We can actually put real people in it. And
what
the
is
fact,
so wild is like they were warned by like everyone. Like Boeing was like, if you go with this depth with this carbon hull, you're gonna die at these depths.
yep.
And they're like, no, we're fine. They had audible cracking in the hull.
Oh, that was
you could
spooky.
hear. And then they probably ignored their
spooky.
own audio monitoring system when it was like, because like after they had like the big crack, like they basically like delaminated the
It's
hull.
like Lex Luthor ego. You got kind of.
Yeah.
He didn't like, if anybody like criticize anything about the process, you were criticizing him, not the project.
Good night. How are you? Doing all right so far. We're talking about OceanGate because we watched the documentaries.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like they had this issue with like the whole like delaminated from itself, and so they had like all these like big popping and stuff, and they're like, no, yeah, this is like totally fine. It's normal for subs to make noises like this.
No, it's
and then you
not.
look at like the actual audio recordings of it, and you see that after the whole like delaminated, that the audio recording and monitoring system that they were using, that they designed specifically for this exact thing, was showing that the cracks were getting worse and worse with every dive they were taking on, and they did not listen to their own systems.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you designed this specifically so this wouldn't be a problem, but you were so in a hurry to go down there.
Like, anything's possible if you believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe in physics because you become not a problem of biology, but a problem of physics when you're down in those depths.
Yeah.
I think one of the most there's two chilling things that I learned from those documentaries was like, there was the video of like on the Polar Prince, which was like the ship that was like sending everything off, and they have like his wife like monitoring the thing, and they hear like a bang.
Yeah.
And she's like, what was that bang? And it was the implosion. They heard it at the surface.
They heard it.
In the Polar Prince. They didn't realize what it was.
That's
But
mildly
they heard
sad
that.
watching that, because I'm like, oh, she just listened
she
to
doesn't
her
know.
husband die, and she doesn't know yet.
Yeah. A husband and 4 other people be crushed into paste.
Yeah.
And then the other one was like, when they dredged up all the bits and pieces of it, all they found of Stockton was like his pen and like a patch that he was going to give people who like went on the dive with him. That's all they found of him. Like that was it. And I'm like, there's just nothing left. Like you're gone.
Anything,
you were literal fish.
basically, like most living organic, there was no living organic stuff left.
No, because like when you get imploded, it's like setting off an explosion.
Yeah.
Like angled in
It's-
every square inch of your body from every single direction.
Not even that the fact that you're being crushed, but it's like a superheating crush. So you like you are still exploded, but it's like a weird internal push. Implosions are crazy.
Yeah, I think like specifically with this one, I've seen a few different simulations for how they think the implosion happened, because the hull absolutely was the failure point. A lot of people weren't sure if it was the hull or if it was like the
eye.
front. Yeah, like the thing.
The
front of the sub wasn't certified for those depths either. So like none of it was certified for those depths. They properly like, or not probably, they went out of their way to avoid being certified by any marine board at all.
Yeah.
And then
they
also
avoided
like,
being
said that it was
classified in the States because of our regulations. So they did it through Canada.
And they also said like, oh no, this like the Polar Prince is like set off from Canada, but also we're like sailing in international waters, and we didn't get the submarine itself classified by anyone.
Or they wouldn't call
Because-
passengers for legal reasons. They would call them crew.
Yeah.
To get out of
It's-
insurance.
It's insanity. Like the amount of like shit I learned
Grail?
about this, I was like, oh my god. Grail, what's up? Welcome. Yeah, like I think that the simulations I've seen, they had it where like if you slow it down, because remember this happened so fast, like you would not be able to like process what was happening. But I think it was like basically when it imploded, everyone was kind of pushed to, I think it's like the dome of like the front where like the viewport was. They were all pushed either into that end, and then they were just instantaneous, just mush. Like you were just vaporized and turned into little fish food dust, and that's it.
This happens
There's
in like
nothing
what,
else.
milliseconds? So
Less than that, like a thousandth of a second, you're gone. Like you exist and then you don't anymore. Like that's how fast that is. All just to gawk at a mass grave.
how do you jump through so many loopholes and not think even maybe about maybe this is just a good idea? Well, Rush, it didn't occur to him, or if it did, he didn't care. But like a multitude of like employees left because of this.
Yeah,
they're like
we're
they
talking
hit
about the
points
OceanGate
like,
disaster, Krail.
Yeah.
But yeah, like a lot of like employees did bring it up. Like it wasn't that like he wasn't aware. He was told multiple times from multiple people, experts in the field, this shit will kill some people. And he was like, no,
I don't believe you.
no, I'm not gonna die.
I've got
a
a degree from Princeton. I know better than you.
I'm an engineer. I know better than all of you.
And then you see his grades. They showed his grades.
Oh, it's bad. It's so bad.
His grades at Princeton was not great.
The other thing that like was driving me wild with this too is like when they fired Lockridge, they put in Nissen, I think is his name was.
Yeah.
Or like Nissen was like already on the team and he and Lockridge didn't get along, but then like they put Nissen in charge of engineering stuff and he started hiring like fresh grads. Like fresh out of college, like not even like a master's grade thing. He had fresh grads to come in and do stuff. And I'm like, these kids who are doing this shit,
they have no idea.
This is going to haunt them for their entire lives.
Yeah.
Like they are never going to get away from this.
And I don't know if that's necessarily that engineer's fault exactly. If I understand, the pay was not the team, great. Yeah, he did choose the team, but the pay was piss poor, from what I understand, for what they were doing. And because even the accountant lady says, like, I took a pay cut. I'm like, a pay cut? She did. Really? From a billionaire.
Like, he knew what he was doing. Like, that's the thing. He did. Stockton very clearly knew that he was like circumventing stuff. They were actually going out of their way to lie and mislead everyone. And he is like, there's literally like audio recordings of him talking about how they're going to like not like when the hull like cracked in the Bahamas, they literally said, we do not tell a soul that this happened.
Yeah.
You will keep this. And like they were starting to go dives on the Titanic anyway. Like internally they all knew that this was a fucking problem and people like again left the company because of it, but like
they're like, I know this is going to end badly.
He didn't give a shit.
Be responsible for
he
this.
Just did not care. And I'm like, dude, how like what kind of like rich person insanity do you have to live in to believe that you know better than all these people? Like literally so many people are like, dude, this is wildly dangerous.
Very privileged 1% area. So
why do it if you know it's life threatening? Because he believed again, he literally thought he was smarter than the entire world. Like that's literally what it is. He wanted the fame. He wanted to be one of the most famous people ever. He wanted.
Didn't he have a name for like Elon and Bezos, like a dick wagger or something like that? He wanted to be
something
one of them.
Like that. Yeah. He really just wanted to swing his dick around. That was like entirely what it was.
And
apparently
this
one
is
of
like
the
a
people who
quote
worked
from
for
him.
was like, this thing.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, he kept talking about it. He just loved that, and I'm like, the ego on somebody like this is insane. Blows my mind. Like if you guys are not watching documentaries, like I would highly recommend it because like for like as insane as the situation is, it's so much more insane when you learn about it.
Yeah, kind of.
A bit. Like the funny thing about that too is he's like, well, you know, we have to make it accessible for everyone because you know, once it's accessible, then you own it, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But like, you can go diving to the Titanic safely. They had like James Cameron has done this multiple times. He's one of like the few people who've gone down there, like I think upwards of 12 times. I think that he's been on dives to the Titanic because there are ways of safely doing this. You can go down there. It's expensive.
What's funny is the Titanic, it's falling apart. Like it's corroding extremely fast at this point. I would say like in a decade, there's not going to be much left of it.
Well, that was why like there was that other documentary that came out a while back where they had sent down.
Yeah, they were taking pictures of it because they knew it was.
Yeah, there was like unmanned submersibles, and they photographed the entire site to give like a 3D render of the Titanic in a way that we've never seen before. So that's also a really good documentary. Would recommend watching that too.
I've seen parts of that one. I've not seen all of it, but I've seen parts of it.
I liked that one because like they talk a little bit about like they retroactively vindicate some of the stories of that. So you have like Lightoller was like one of the crew members, and his story, people said that he was crazy, that he didn't know what he was talking about, that like he got like a lot of shit after the Titanic disaster happened. And then apparently now a lot of his story was corroborated by the like new images they managed to collect of the Titanic wreck. I'm like, this part of like the lifeboats wouldn't have been here if they weren't launching it to the last minute. Like what he said probably was actually correct. We vindicated him now. We know. Now, I will say with that documentary, like the thing that I found like the most troubling about it, at least troubling to watch, and I think a lot of people felt this way too, is that they talked about the engineers who were like shoveling the coal into like the engines to keep the lights on. And so they talk about that of like how there's like this crew of like, I don't know, 15 people who are down there as the ship is sinking, shoveling coal into the engine to keep the lights on, and then the entire ship breaks apart basically right up above them. So when the Titanic broke, and it broke into like multiple parts or whatever, it like basically collapsed on top of them.
Yeah. And
then they got yanked down, and what was left of them, if it wasn't crushed by the depths, just dissolved at the bottom of the ocean. Which is just a horrible, horrible fucking way to go.
Yeah.
Truly. That's like just deeply unsettling. I don't like that. I don't like the ocean,
No.
like at all.
I'm not a big
And I see
fan of
stuff
the
like
ocean
this,
either.
I'm like, Obsi does not need to be in the ocean. I have no business in there. I have no business in the ocean whatsoever. I don't need to be down there.
I was joking, sort of half-heartedly, but I'm wondering if it would happen because I live in like in Tennessee, and there's a part of Tennessee called Sevierville over there, like Gatlinburg and Dollywood and all that kind of stuff. So it's a tourist area. It's kind of, if you've ever been to Myrtle Beach, which is on the East Coast, it's sort of like a mountain version of Myrtle Beach, right? There's no beach to ski. But they've got a whole building that's shaped like the front end of the Titanic, and you go through it, and it's like a museum / like ride / like, oh, and you like get a ticket, and it'll tell you at the end what your history was. You're like in place of a person, whether you survived or not, kind of deal. I'm like, well, how long are they gonna put? Were they gonna put a little Titan next to it? How many years is it gonna take for them to like commercialize something like that? And it's morbid, but at the same time,
we were talking about memes, and like honestly, the Titanic memes when the Titan stuff blew up were some of my favorite fucking things ever. There are people who put they had like the Titanic Lego models. They built like a little tiny OceanGate Titan.
You've seen the building.
Like
it's something. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about those types of places. They don't really appeal to me necessarily. I've not been to that one. I've not been to
Have you?
like,
I don't remember what wreck this is for. It might be Titanic related, but like there's another museum too where they have like one of the propellers of one of these sunken ships, like a massive propeller,
Okay.
and they have it in like a tank where you can like kind of walk above it and like look down into it. I'm like, I don't like that at all. That's like submechanophobia kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
I absolutely do not like that. I think like, cause now we're on topic of like submechanophobia. I don't usually mind just like seeing wrecks and stuff, but like I think the problem I have with this is like you don't get a good sense of scale for what that stuff is, and like especially if you see like anchor stuff go off into the depths, it just disappears.
I will have to say, when I went on my cruise, I got a better idea of how big a ship is.
Yeah,
like an actual ship, like how massive some of these things are.
I'm just good, man. Like I don't need to be down there.
Nah,
I'm perfectly fine just sitting in an unmanned submersible that I can like pilot myself. And,
yeah,
like, just go look at stuff.
That would be the best
like
thing.
I'm a-okay with that. Like I'm fine with that.
No,
I don't need to be down
we
there.
don't have to be down there.
I'm a geologist,
There's
dude.
There's
I
the
like
reason
rocks.
they call it the abyss. So
Yeah, I don't. That is just not a way I want to go out. Absolutely not. But you know, you can't say this about Stockton. He went out with a bang.
Everybody was mad that they didn't call the Netflix series Rush to the Bottom.
Yeah, I wish they had done that. That would have been great.
But like if you do watch them, like if you watch the Discovery one, was it on Hulu? Is that what we watched it on?
Yeah, it's on Hulu.
Okay, it's Hulu, and I think
sure.
they had it for free on YouTube, the Discovery Channel YouTube. At least
They
for a little
might
while.
have.
I was told that you could watch it there. That's a good like overarching, like this is the incident and what happened. They don't get too deep into like the workplace culture. You see, and they talk about some of the red flags, but if you want to see like all of like the workplace red flags and culture,
You want to see the real shit?
it's in the
Watch
Netflix one. The Netflix
Because like
one
I watched that yesterday, and I'm like, dude, what
is
the fuck?
is not as dramatic when it comes to the dives and stuff like that. It was definitely more about the people, not the actual incident.
No, I think the drama they were setting up was just like the sheer amount of fuckery from Stockton.
Yeah.
Because like I mean, they open it with like just like shots of like the ocean, like at that actual ordnance, and then you just hear like the popping noises of the hull. And
Yeah,
they
that
open it
was
with
that was
and I'm
that
like,
was freaky.
I don't like that
I would
at all.
absolutely like wig out if I was stuck inside that and I was hearing all those noises. I would be like curled in a ball, I think.
There is no amount of money you could pay me to do that. Absolutely the fuck not. Like, nah. And like with the Netflix one too, they show you like the actual like audio visual like system they were using. And you can see the pings of like where it's breaking and how like sharp those pings are. And I'm like, that's not normal. And they have like from like Tony Nissen, I think his name is.
Yeah.
Like he says like he told Stockton like, we don't know what normal is, but normal shouldn't look like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, because that shit is fucked. Look at that shit. There's a reason you don't use carbon fiber for that. It's bad. It's not built for that, dude. Carbon fiber is good under like internal expansion pressures, not external crushing pressures.
Yeah,
right? Like, it's not good for depth.
My student mate is an engineer, and he graduated with like going into the area of aerospace. He didn't actually get into aerospace engineering because that's actually like the next level of your 4-year college. This was the 2-year or whatever. Your master's. It's master's degree level type of stuff. But he's like, carbon fiber is for impact, first and foremost. That's to prevent impact stuff. So it makes sense for things like in space. So if like things are pelting, like you don't want to get through, like random pieces like of meteorites and stuff. It's like, that's not for going under the ocean. It's not for constant pressure. It's meant to like absorb impact.
Yeah, the thing about like with OceanGate as well with this, and I don't think the Netflix documentary specified this, but the carbon fiber that they used and like some of the stuff that they were using to build the sub was like recycled stuff from Boeing. Like that, even Boeing was like, yeah, that's not really good for us. And there's a quote in the Netflix one from Lockridge where he's like, you could look at the carbon fiber and you could see the porosity in it. Like you could see the holes.
Yeah.
And then Stockton's solution was, what if we just sprayed it with truck bed liner?
Yeah, he sprayed it down with truck bed liner. I'm like, what?
Like, this is like I live in the South, right? This is like if your redneck cousin was like, hey, bro, I built this up myself in my backyard. Do you want to go down the bottom of the river with me? And it's like, no, cousin Clem, I'm not doing that, you dumbass. You're gonna die and kill some people.
Cousin Clem.
Yeah. That's the most redneck name I can think of. I'm just not about it, man. I don't know anybody who's named Clem either. Just, that's
my brother's middle name is Clement. It comes from my dad, whose also his middle name is Clement. That's where that comes from.
Yeah.
My family's very southern. So
southern.
He's so southern.
I mean, my dad runs a cattle ranch. So yeah, I'd say my family's
We can
also
make fun of this because
really
we're making fun of ourselves. I promise.
Like, I dead ass, I was raised on a farm. Like, I know this shit, dude. I can make fun of it. It's fine. Don't imagine the fear I'd be feeling, dude. I'd be so terrified. Absolutely. I don't want or need that. Just not. I kind of feel the same way about space. Of like, I don't need to be in space.
I feel a little bit better about space than the ocean because space there's a lack of pressure. I feel like it's easier to control than immense amount of pressure. But that's not
constantly.
That's not always. That's a whole other different like.
Like the thing that I find somewhat unsettling about space, outside of just the fact that it's a void.
It's Mew Mew. Hi.
Ooh, there's a raid. Hello, Raiders.
Hello, Raiders. I'm Cherrily. This is Obsidian.
I'm Obsi. Hi. We're talking about stupid billionaires.
Yeah.
Yeah, like with space, like the thing I heard about it was like the guys who were like on the International Space Station, they were like, when they go to sleep, they would see like flashes of light with their eyes closed, and it was radiation going through their eyeballs.
Oh.
Like bits of like cosmic rays. I'm like,
thank you.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all, actually.
What were you doing today?
I find that very uncomfy.
What were you up to? We've been talking about OceanGate, and we've been watching the... Hey!
Tell me.
What?
Tell me! What were you doing, Peach? Please tell me. I got beat just for
doing work stream? Was it art stuffs? Dun, 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 dun. No, don't bites! No!
Ah.
Oh, I lost tracking.
Ha! See? I broke it.
It's all in case you can't show. Oh, man. That's rough,
wow. Though. Okay.
This is rough, yeah.
See, I don't get to use my big emote often.
This is true. You don't.
My other model doesn't have that. I mean, it has like the big and bigger, but it doesn't have like the expressiveness that this one does, so.
Not yet. Soon.
Yeah.
Soon.
Eventually, I'll finish making a new model for Coco. One day.
Thanks for bringing your community by. I appreciate you. Well, we're talking about random things today. We're kind of wrapping up our talk about OceanGate and the different documentaries on the Discovery Channel and Netflix, and how really screwed up that whole situation was. Oh, word.
Yeah, because I just watched like the Netflix documentary yesterday. Cherrily watched it today.
Yeah.
And I think like a month or two ago we had watched the other one.
It wasn't that long
ago.
It was like 3 weeks max. But
yeah. And then I had on my own time watched the other Titanic documentary about like all the big 3D model that they made when they photographed everything. I've watched a lot of Titanic stuff last few months. So it's on.
I'm not even into Titanic. I'm not one of those people who really are like obsessed about like the stories and stuff. I don't like the movie. So
I hated the movie.
But like I'm more interested in like how they got to that point, like this whole sub thing, and like what a disaster it was.
The Titan sub thing, like
the culture of people around it was crazy.
Like, again, the more I learned about that, the more I was like, this can't be fucking real. Like this, how? And every detail I learned about it, I'm like,
it got worse.
What do you mean you bought lights at Camping World? What do you mean you bought discount carbon fiber from Boeing?
What do you mean?
Half your fucking
what
team
do you mean
left
you used a
because
Bluetooth PlayStation controller?
A Logitech controller for this. A $30 one from Amazon. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, just the more I learned. It's like, what do you mean your wife had people, like relatives who died on the Titanic, and you just like thought, yeah, let's go gawk at a mass grave. Yeah, that sounds good. Like, what?
It's something. It's something. It's definitely interesting to have on the background.
One of my favorite memes to come from that yet.
Which one? Oh,
which is that the song.
The song.
So, yeah, one of the billionaires who died on that, his like stepson or whatever, was kind of a fucking weirdo on Twitter, and he started like beefing with Cardi B, and he was like, yeah, I don't really care, I'm like a millionaire now, I'm gonna go watch like Blink-182 in concert. Like, he was just kind of a weirdo about the whole thing. And then somebody on TikTok was like, hey, what if I did like a song in the style of Blink-182 making fun of this kid who was just like being a weirdo about his like dead stepdad.
Lightning. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, thanks, dude. Thanks for popping in. I don't know. That song's hilarious. It's the fake band for it's called Sync 182, which is my favorite. it's just so good. It's called My Dumb Stepdad. So like go look it up. My Sync 182. It's so funny. If you know anything about that situation, like it makes it so much better.
It's very interesting that like I think there's like only one family that's actually like sued about this.
Yeah, that was P.H. Nargelay's family.
Yeah, Nargelay's family, which totally makes sense. But nobody else has.
Yeah.
But like everybody else that was on there was really rich, and I'm sitting there thinking, it's like, yeah, what do you sue about? You already have all the money you ever wanted. What do you get out of that?
Yeah.
Like there's
Nargelay's daughter sued for like wrongful death.
Yeah.
Among other things, I don't know if that's been resolved in court.
I don't think
yet.
it has been.
I don't think that's been like litigated at this point. But
yeah.
And Nargelay is a weird figure in this story too, because like he is the guy, like the Titanic dude.
Yeah.
And like he's been down there, so like he knows shit is unsafe, and so it's like, why did you like go along with this? Like, why did you not say anything? Like, you know this better than anybody that this is not safe. Why did you not say something? And it's one of like the biggest mysteries right now is like no one really has an answer for that. And I think the best answer I heard was that he thought that like if he's there, it's at least safer if he's there than if he wasn't.
Yeah.
That if something's gonna happen, at least he can prevent more people from dying.
I wonder if it's like a purpose now, like because he knew so much. So he's like, I have the experience, so if something goes wrong, I can help fix it.
Yeah.
But
I think that's what I choose to believe about that is like he felt that like he could contribute and help maybe rein in Stockton's fuckery to like maybe try to keep people safe should something go wrong.
Yeah.
He absolutely should have said something though. Like he should have like not been on that dive. He should have even really been working with them because I think he was under contract with like the actual company who owns the rights to the site. And he should not have been like working for OceanGate.
I wonder if he was there to spy on them. He was a corporate spy.
Well, that didn't go over very well then if that was his plan.
No. I seriously doubt it was. Although he might have been reporting back. You never know.
I don't know. Whatever the case is, his involvement is certainly like one of the weirdest ones of like he should not have been there. He should have put a stop to that shit or left the project like way sooner, and no one really knows why he didn't. But yeah, that's the gist of what I remember from OceanGate. It's the thing. What's up, gamers?
What's up?
I don't know how to pronounce your name. It's in Korean, and I don't speak Korean.
Yeah.
Sorry. But I can use Google Lens to convert it and explain it. So let's do that. I can
Let's
do
go.
this. All right, Google Lens. Translate this shit. Wait, your name means no viewing? No viewing allowed? That's what your name means?
Nice.
That's really funny. Okay.
I think it translated
That's
that
hilarious.
the other day on its own. Like, because sometimes Google will do it and sometimes it won't.
I'm confused, but also that's funny, so I'm not going to say anything about it.
So we're also going to talk about live action
You were watching
remakes.
other stuff. Because you watched the thing, I haven't seen it yet. You watched the live action How to Train Your Dragon.
I did. I have not seen.
Tell,
I have not seen Lilo and Stitch.
I have thoughts about that one.
I don't think I'm going to because I like the original so much. I like the original artist for that too so much. I'm just like I don't.
Yeah.
And the things that I've heard about, like the way they set up the new movie for Lilo and Stitch, I don't want to watch it. I'm not interested.
Everything I refuse to like support any of the live action remakes on principle. They're dog shit. They've never been good. None of them are good. Like I want to preface this initially of like none of those movies have ever been good. They're all bad. Even the ones that are somewhat okay are still bad.
They're still bad.
They're not good.
So,
but like Disney has this like weird habit of like undercutting the original themes.
Yeah.
In every single one of them, and I'm like, not only did you like not understand the movie that you made originally, but like you also actively sabotage the messages that you allegedly in your marketing are like, yeah, this would be a relevant thing. Like Mulan.
Oh, they messed that up
is a
so
feminist
bad.
fucking icon. Like that original movie is a legend. One of my favorite Disney movies of all time. Like it's so good. And then they're like, what if we removed Shang from the movie because of the Me Too movement? We want to offend the feminists in the audience. And they're like, well, what if we just made it so like Mulan was always awesome? She was always fucking amazing. She's just like
turned her
up
into a Mary
fucking
Sue.
Awesome. Yeah, and I'm like, she was a feminist icon because she had to learn this shit, and then she fought toe to toe with like the like whatever leader of the Huns or some shit, and she like held her own with men of the Chinese Imperial Army. Like that's why she's a feminist icon. And then you're like, no, she was just always amazing. And I'm like, what? No. What are you talking about? And then they got rid of Mushu, and then they replaced Mushu with like weird magic. Like she, like they also, it wasn't just that she was like always awesome. It was that she was awesome because of magic.
Right.
Like weird magic fuckery.
And
I'm like,
ancestral magic
but
of some sort.
This.
I don't know. I didn't watch
like,
it.
That's bad.
I was hoping it was going to be good. But Lilo and Stitch, didn't they got rid of Gantu?
A lot.
What's his name? They got rid of
Captain Gantu.
Yeah.
The like main antagonist of
for most of the
Lilo
movie.
and Stitch, not in the movie. They made Jumba the bad guy, even though if you've watched the original Lilo and Stitch, Jumba lives with them by the end of the movie, and he becomes like a key figure of Lilo's like found family. But no, they end the movie with him going back to prison, and that's the whole thing. And then to really piss everyone off, they get like Nani gives Lilo up, and then goes to the fucking mainland to study marine biology, even though Hawaii has some of the best marine biology universities in the fucking country. And I'm like, Ohana means abandoning your child to the state?
What?
That's what that means?
I've heard some people like say like no, like somebody in the town like she knew really well like raised or was going to raise Lilo, but still it doesn't. Yeah.
Well, like the problem with that is like, from what I understand from like the indigenous people who actually live there, is that there is this idea of like villages like raising the children kind of thing. Like that's a communal thing that does happen.
Yeah.
The problem with the way Lilo and Stitch handled it was that Nani could have just like let the like grandma like adopt her, but instead she actively gave Lilo up to the state, and the state made that call. That's kind of the problem, is that she let the state decide that. And like having like the state of Hawaii being already like there's like a disproportionate amount of like indigenous kids in the foster care system in Hawaii, that's not a good thing. Like that's really bad. And their excuses for like changing and sending her like on her little like feminist journey of like I'm gonna be a strong independent woman who goes to California to study marine biology. also makes no fucking sense. So I'm like, you changed all this shit, undercut the original film in
You know
every way possible. For what? Marketing?
I could be wrong. I could be way off. But is this a bunch of guys writing about feminist ideology?
I absolutely feel like it is. I would not even be remotely surprised if they weren't like hitting like check boxes for this, because Disney does this shit. Like this is why like people talk about like you'll hear the talking point of like woke Disney, and the people who say that don't know what the fuck that problem actually is, because the problem with woke Disney is Disney doesn't give a shit about any of the social issues they want to allegedly claim they care about.
Capitalize on.
They only put it in as like a checkbox to market to people. How many like first gay characters have Disney had? They've had like 15 of them, because they know that if they put that in the marketing, they can sell it here in the US and they can cut those characters out of the international releases so it does well in Russia and China.
Yeah.
Like that's woke Disney. That's the problem with woke Disney, is like they don't give a shit about any of these things at all.
I remember
they only care about money.
The artist and director for Lilo and Stitch was mad because when like Frozen came out, it's like Disney's like, oh, it's the first movie where we like focus on sisterly love, and he's like, what?
No. Yeah, like that's some bullshit.
Like, what? No, it's not.
Also, Mulan does exist too. Like, because remember, like Mulan had like the love interest with Shang, but like that wasn't really a big thing for that first movie. They didn't actually become a couple until like the sequels that no one watched.
Right.
So like you had Mulan, you had Lilo and Stitch, you had a bunch of other Disney movies that had nothing to do with that. But it's like, no, this is our first one, the only one we've ever done that broke the mold. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
No,
you're full of shit, Disney. Disney pisses me off as a company so much.
All right, with How to Train Your Dragon.
Yes, because this is not Disney. This is DreamWorks.
This is DreamWorks. DreamWorks was going to make a live-action How to Train Your Dragon. The original director got whiff of this. He's like, well, if they're going to make it, then I want to make it because I don't want anybody else touching this movie. If anybody else is going to do it, honestly, I'm going to do it. Which seems like a good, but he doesn't like the whole trend of remaking cartoon movies. He kind of hates it, but he's like, if it's going to happen, and it's going to be my old movie, I'm going to redirect it again. So he did that. He kept everything pretty much. It was pretty close to 1-to-1. Like scenes, like iconic scenes from the original cartoon were remade in the live action. The CG was pretty good for most times. There's a few like CG background stuff, which wasn't great when they were like kind of going to the dragon's nest. So I thought it was a little fuzzy. It was weird. But like the dragons look good, things like that. But because it was sort of a 1-to-1, some things didn't translate well because like the comedic jokes that are in the original cartoon don't hit as well because it kind of relies on a little bit of cartoon physics and expression, and they just don't land as nicely. It's not bad. They're the same lines in like most cases. They gave Astrid a little bit more screen time and a few more lines, which was fine, but they took away from the twins, and I think the twins were kind of pushed out of this movie quite a bit. They were made to, they're less characters and more just sort of annoying background characters, which I didn't care for.
Yeah. I did hear an interview that I actually at least somewhat respected. So they were talking about like designing the way that the dragons look in reality.
Yeah.
And they were like, was there any discussion of like changing the designs to look more realistic? Was there any like cool like corporate stuff for it? And then the guy that interviewed, I remember if it was the director or like one of their like lead animators, he was like, yeah, well, like we were gonna do that. We were gonna redesign all of them, including Toothless, to look not like their cartoon counterparts. They were gonna try to make them look more realistic. But then with Toothless, at least, they realized that they were losing aspects of his character by doing that.
Yeah.
And they elected not to do that.
I'm
like, you know what? Like, that's good.
It was good. I think they should have gone a little bit more cartoony with the dragons. Even so, they should have pulled it back even more. But just a little bit, not a lot. They tried to do some expressions, like when Toothless tries to smile to mimic Hiccup in the original movie. They do the same scene, and it doesn't really come across as well. You're like, what is he doing? I don't understand, because it didn't translate the way like the movie. Because it was like shot for shot. It just didn't work as well because the dragon, his face is a little bit more realistic. So stretching it that way, it was like, what? I was like, oh, he's trying to smile, but I wouldn't have known that if I hadn't seen the original movie. I would have been really lost, actually, on that scene.
That's sort of the problem with a lot of these live action remakes is that they don't actually hold up as their own independent films. They're literally just, hey, remember this? This thing happened. We're doing this thing. This is what's going on now.
Yeah.
And I think we can't talk about the live action remakes without talking about the absolute worst of the bunch, the worst offender of all of them, which is the Lion King one.
I didn't watch that one either.
That one is so bad.
I'm still very amused that the director for that is the director for Mandalorian, and Mandalorian was so good comparatively. I know it's very different genre.
Like the press junkets, like when you look at like Jon Favreau, right, and that's the director. Like if you look at the junkets he has about Lion King, like he gives some like half-assed bullshit response, like, oh, we wanted to look like a documentary, but then they're like, he's like, well, we want to cut all the creativity and fun out of Lion King to make it look like a documentary. Yeah, and then like, we had to give Rafiki his stick back because it's like his Luke Skywalker Jedi moment, and I'm like, so is it a documentary or not, John? Make up your mind.
He's just a Star Wars fanboy who had to do something else for Disney besides Star Wars. But it is
like he was just giving bullshit because ultimately it was a paycheck. Like he didn't give a fuck about any of that. Like you look at half the junkets, like all of them were like drunk. They're not giving a fuck about it. The audio mixing is dog shit. They put a bunch of celebrities in it.
I will say, like audio for the live action How to Train Your Dragon was really good. They re-recorded the instrumentals, all the music for the original, and it's the same, but it's just newer to match the movie. The sound was good. I think it was probably the best part of the remake was the actual sound design.
At least it wasn't Lion King, because Lion King was not good. I don't need to go into too deep with that, but if you guys wanted to watch more of it, YMS has like a 4-hour video of just dissecting. He didn't get through the whole movie. He gets like half of it, of just going through all the absolute fuckery behind the making of that film. And I'm like, that is one of the most incredible videos I've ever seen. Because like I can't imagine being so petty that I'd want to make like a 4-hour video of dissecting every little thing wrong with something like this. And like he's not wrong about any of it. Like he talks about all the technical stuff with it, and he gets it like dead to rights on everything. And I'm like, I have so much respect for that because it's so petty and I love it. But like, yeah, go watch that. It's really interesting.
The movie I saw though, like the end, it has the end credit scene. It's pretty common.
Oh yeah.
It does have a very, very short end credit scene, and a lot of people weren't happy with it. They're like, "That's it? That's all they get?" Because all it is a spoiler. Hiccup opening up his own little notebook where he drew Toothless originally, and he was adding it to the big book, right? That they have their big tome of dragons that they're supposed to study, and it had a blank page for the Night Fury, so he was filling it in, right? Everybody's like, well, that's it? That's all we get? I'm like, oh. What if...
I mean, are they like setting up like what they're doing like with the show?
Yeah, it's just like, what if they're setting it up for a live action of the show and not the second movie? Because the show happens both shows. There's two different ones. There's like Rise of Berk and like Race to Dragon's Edge or something.
Race to the Edge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have two like cartoons between movie 1 and 2. Is it Race to the Edge
after the second one?
No.
I thought like...
It happens right before the second one.
Okay, that might be what it was.
No, the second movie was made before that cartoon, though, is the thing. So, if they did decide, if they did decide to make the cartoon series into a live action series and/or movie, then they would have to add in the new characters, I think, from the series into the second movie. I'm very curious of how they would do that, because it would be completely new territory at that point.
I would be intrigued at that as a project. Wow. Like, because I didn't really watch much of the cartoon. I've seen bits and pieces.
I've seen parts and pieces of it. It's good for a cartoon. I've seen like enough to say, like, yep, this is a decent cartoon and a continuation of the story. They did a pretty good job. Yeah. The Race to the Edge is better than Rise of Berk, but that also is like money. They had much more money for the second series, so you can tell with the CG and stuff and whatnot. But I'm very curious if DreamWorks will be like, no, we're not going to do a remake. We're going to do the cartoon instead, which would be kind of neat. It'd be a little bit different and not kind of fall into the, like, oh, we're just going to remake everything that we've made before, like Disney does.
I'd be intrigued. I'd be curious to see it. Speaking of like cartoon tie-ins to movies, I can now have an excuse to talk about a show that like I think I'm in the minority about.
What's up?
I don't like Camp Cretaceous.
I knew you were gonna bring that up.
I don't like Camp Cretaceous. If you guys have seen like the Jurassic World movies, I already have issues with those movies, but I watched like the first like season, maybe 2 seasons of Camp Cretaceous. I don't like Camp Cretaceous. I watched Chaos Theory and it was okay, but like I found, at least from what I saw of like the original series, the animation kind of sucks. Like it's really not good. And I'm like, this is Universal and also DreamWorks, I think, who are working in tandem to make it. And I'm like, y'all motherfuckers did She-Ra, and She-Ra's a banger. And you have the money to do this, and then this is what you made? This is what you've got going on?
Whatever
like
studio they chose to do that. I mean, because like DreamWorks has like, so they've done previous like shows in 3D, and it's not as bad as that one.
Like it's so bad. And even Chaos Theory, which is like better than what I saw of Camp Cretaceous, like even that has like really weird nonsense things that just are so strange. Like the run cycles for characters and the dinosaurs look really, really weird and wonky. And I'm like, I don't like this. Like this kind of pisses me off to look at. Like I really don't like this. And like the characters just frustrate me. Like I don't like the characters like at all. If I'm not nitpicking the animation, I'm like, I hate every fucking one of you. I don't like this. It's just, I don't know. It has some funny scenes. Like Chaos Theory's got some funny scenes of like she's called the Handler. She's like a character who doesn't speak at all, and she uses like a whistle to control the Atrociraptors to go hunt people down. Okay. And she does kill people doing this. But like
Mordor.
She apparently has like a sort of connection to them. She views them as like her pets, and she like loves them, but she doesn't say anything. I see you.
I can do it too.
I can just turn mine off and look normal. Or I can do this
all the time.
Yeah. But yeah, so she like uses this whistle thing to control the Atrociraptors, and like at the finale of the show, they like release a Carnotaurus that the big bad guy has, just whatever, and she can literally control it too. And that the stupid fucking Handler does the Chris Pratt thing, like I'm gonna stick the hand up to like tame it, and she gets eaten immediately.
Good.
And I'm like, that's actually kind of hilarious, but like I don't know if they meant this to be as funny as it is, but like. I don't know. This show's not good. None of them are good.
You think they got like the Chris Pratt thing came from How to Train Your Dragon?
Maybe. Probably. Actually. That might actually, I never thought about that. That might actually be what it is.
I can tame this giant lizard too by putting my hand on its nose. Yeah.
Did you see like
go try that in the Florida swamps. I want you to try it. Do it.
Yeah, do it with the gators. Try it. Did you see like all the zookeepers who were making fun of that?
Oh gosh.
They like went out to like their ostriches or whatever. They were like doing the stupid Chris Pratt thing, and I'm like, yeah, I'm glad you guys are making fun of this. This is like literally your job.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I don't know. Camp Cretaceous is just like, it's not a good show. It's like I go see TikTok and I see a lot of like dinosaur themed creators, and they're always like praising it. I'm like, why? This show sucks. Like it's just not good. It has interesting ideas and concepts, but I don't think it ever like delivers on any of it. And they're like, especially like lately, they've been really keen on like, hey, what if we have those like cute little mascot characters? We'll keep the mascot ones around. So in Camp Cretaceous, this was like Bumpy the Ankylosaurus. And then when Bumpy got old, they got to Chaos Theory and they had Bumpy's kid become a big MacGuffin thing. And now in Jurassic World like Rebirth, they got like the Dolores thing, which is like another one of those, like, look at this marketable little thing. And I'm like, does every one of these movies need this?
Apparently.
Like do we need that? And what I'm hoping, and this is the morbidity in me, is like Rebirth as a movie is like making references to the original book. They're like adapting scenes that weren't made in the book.
I saw the official preview while I was at the theater with those, although I've seen it online already.
Yeah. So one of the scenes they're adapting from the book is in the book, Grant and the kids, they have to go down a dock and they have to pass a sleeping T-Rex, and then they activate like a raft and get out onto like the river and into like a lagoon, and the T-Rex gets into the water and swims after them and tries to kill them. And it's a really intense, really cool scene, but they never were able to put it in any of the films.
Yeah.
So now Rebirth is doing their own version of that, and I'm like, yeah. that's really cool. But there's another scene in the book that I want them to adapt, and I want them to use that stupid Dolores thing in this context. So in the books, Grant fights raptors in hand-to-hand combat, basically, because they chased him down inside the visitor center, and he goes inside to one of the labs and he grabs like syringes of poison and stuff, injects into like the eggs and things, and like poisons the raptors and kills off a bunch of them. But in one of the scenes that's like preceding this or whatever, they're trying to run from them, and they have like a baby raptor that was born like earlier in the book, and they toss it at the adults, thinking that the adults might get distracted and take care of it, and the adults just straight up eat it, like immediately. And so I'm hoping that like Rebirth, which is like, look at all these weird genetic experiments we made, look at all these like monstrosities. I hope that they do like a scene of like in the lab fighting the dinosaurs, but they also take that stupid fucking thing and just toss it.
Oh, it's so cute. They'll definitely take care of this. Whew. Nope.
Feed that fucker to the mutadons. I want to see him get munched. I want them to do that so bad. If that actually happens, it'll be so funny. Because like all the markets be like, protect Dolores at all costs. I'm like, please kill that thing.
Snack.
Please do it. It'd be so funny. I would be very, very amused if they adapted that from the book too, just to keep, because they said that this movie was going to be like a lot more horror themed, right?
Yeah.
And we've seen a little bit about that. Like the D-Rex looks like a xenomorph thing. Like it looks all kinds of fucked up. And I'm like, if they're going to stick with the horror themes,
it's still PG-13 though, right?
Yeah, and they can PG-13 things off screen, which is what they've done before. Yeah. I wish they'd gone for an R rating, personally.
I kind of wish they did too, but oh well.
Kill the baby dino.
Oh, wait.
Do it, you cowards. Do it.
Murder baby dino. All right, I want to take a tiny break. I drank too much juice.
Go piss, girl.
I will. And then when we come back, we're going to talk about Aphantasia.
Oh, yeah, that's the whole thing, too.
That's a thing, but...
Which I don't know if I even have or not. I might.
You? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're going to talk about it. We're going to find out what you have. But
yeah.
I will be right
I have
back.
some things I'm diagnosed with and not diagnosed with. We can talk about that, too. Some of which should be very obvious to people. It's fine. And she's broken. Why did she choose these eyes? Cherrily, what? Hold on, where's my disgust face? Hold on. Brother, I'm just gonna give her that face. Honestly, I really need to just use this model more often. This is a lot more expressive than Coco's usual stuff. But yeah, since we were talking about Jurassic World, though, I am actually looking forward to that movie. I'm hoping that it's good, but like the World movies have been so disappointing up to this point for me. Like they've been kind of getting worse and worse and worse. But maybe Rebirth will be good because like they've got Gareth Edwards as the director, and he did like the 2014 Godzilla movie, which I really liked. Even though some people didn't like some of the lighting and stuff for it, but like I do think it was well shot for the most part, and I do like the tone and vibes that movie was doing. And then they've got David Koepp coming back. He co-wrote the original screenplay for the first Jurassic Park with Michael Crichton. So I'm kind of hoping that like between the two of them that they can give us something that's decent. I wasn't convinced with the first trailer. The first trailer they released was like kind of it's kind of iffy, just a bit. Like the tone felt really off. It felt like they were doing like the Marvel like gimmicky comedy writing kind of thing, and I was like, I'm not feeling that one. But the subsequent trailers were like a lot better, and I'm like, okay, like maybe I can trust you guys to make a good Jurassic Park movie again. They haven't been in a while because I didn't like World, and Fallen Kingdom is laughably bad, and Dominion is just boring. So, but you know, I will say the original trilogy is still pretty solid, even like 3. I know people didn't like 3. I like 3. I think 3 is pretty cool. Aphantasia is a menace. Bro had like the biggest crash out of all time. And I'm kind of like, you know what? Like after like, I think Camp Cretaceous did actually expand the lore of that thing. And they're like, yeah, it's Acid 87. And he got like experimented on, tortured by all the humans of the city or whatever, or company. And so he just like hated people. And that's why he was just like out for blood. And I'm like, all right. Like, I get it. I'm here for it. Also, I like the idea that he is like one of the original like hybrids, because like Spinosaurus doesn't look like that. Like that was based off of like the at the time, like what was it, reconstructions? Because like if you guys don't know this is actually a really interesting thing. So Spinosaurus is like one of my favorite dinos of all time. And its history is like all kinds of weird and fucked up. Because the original bones were like discovered in Morocco and brought back to Germany. And then they had like the drawings and descriptions from the original scientists, and then they were blown up in the bombings of Berlin. So they were completely gone, and all we have is this guy's notes. And so they started using like related species like Baryonyx and Irritator to talk about it, and then they reconstructed it. But then when you get Jurassic Park 3 coming out, like that reconstruction of Spinosaurus is like relatively accurate for the time, but it's not accurate to real life. So
what are we talking about?
Cherrily, you goober. I'm talking about Spinosaurus.
Oh.
Because I was saying how, like, in the context of Jurassic Park, right? Like the new movie has like the newer Spinosauruses in it, which are closer to reality than not. It is. I'm glad this is what you went to first, was the Dr. Pepper one, and not the trailer that showcases them. Gremlin. But yeah, like the newer movie has like up-to-date Spinosaurus designs, but like the old one from 3 is like not accurate to reality, and we know that now. And I don't mind it if they retconned it of like, yeah, that Spinosaurus was just made to look like what people expected and not what it actually was. I like that as an explanation, because it's actually something the book talks about quite a bit, where like there's a whole chapter dedicated to like Dr. Wu and Hammond talking about like doing like a new version of the dinosaurs, like a patch or whatever, like a game patch. And they talk about like adjusting the DNA of the dinosaurs to behave like what people would expect and not how they are. So the idea of like manipulating DNA to like fit people's expectations is very much in canon to like the books. And I'm like, if they actually just said like, yeah, the Spinosaurus in Jurassic Park 3, Acid 87, was made to look like that because it was the first like mutant hybrid or whatever, and we did that just to match people's expectations of Spinosaurus. Yeah. But because we tortured it, it got rogue, and we just kind of left it to die. Like, if that's how Rebirth retcons that, I'm like, dude, yeah, let's go. I'm here for that.
So, John, we've gone over what did we talk about in the beginning? We talked about a lot of weird stuff in the beginning.
We talked about memes.
We talked about scuff and some memes.
I referenced the Omni-Man memes.
Then we talked about OceanGate and the OceanGate documentaries. And then we talked about live action remakes of cartoon movies.
Mm-hmm. And then that led me into complaining about Camp Cretaceous because it sucks.
I just got back from a break and I brought back something cursed.
Oh.
I have the pickle. I have the pickle popsicle.
Ah, damn it! I forgot. I was gonna go buy the flopsicle. So, for those of you who don't know what that is, Cherrily bought a like pickle juice popsicle, which is gross.
I'm gonna try it here in just a moment.
But I forgot to go do this, but like Trolley, like the gummy worm company, they released a Trolley gummy worm popsicle.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I don't know how else to explain this other than it looks like a flaccid penis.
But it's frozen, it's like, still wiggly.
It's a wiggly, flaccid popsicle, and it is so, like, why? Why did any of you do this? I gotta see if I can find a picture so I can put up on stream. It's
really so bad.
Just it's just bad. Like who would this is terrible.
Right. Hurry up and show this. No, I gotta taste this before it melts.
Okay, hold on. I gotta find browser capture. Or I'll just do screen capture. How about that? Let's do
No. Yeah, I'm gonna try pickle popsicle. Some people really love these things, and some people really don't like these. I like sour stuff, and I like sour, salty things. Am I curious? Is it a sweet pickle or is it dill pickle? If it's sweet pickle, I actually might be put off by sweet pickle popsicle more than a dill pickle.
All right, here you go. Look at this thing, guys. I'm gonna block Cherrily out so you can see this. Okay. Hey. Do you see?
How dare?
Do you guys see this? Look at this fucking thing.
Oh yeah, the trolley ones.
This thing is vile. Like, who did this? Who did this? Like look at this. Look at how awful this looks. Who did this?
Who thought this was a good idea?
I don't know how else to describe this than like what it looks like it is. And I'm like, yeah, no, I don't know why you did this. I have questions. Some insane people? Correct.
Yes.
Genuinely. All right, Cherrily. Eat your cursed popsicle.
What does this thing taste like? Is it... meh.
Bleh. Your silence and confusion.
It tastes just like pickle juice. It's fine, I like it. It's dill pickle, it's not sweet pickle juice. How? What? It's salty sour and frozen.
For the
Obsidian evolved.
What's that, brother? What's that?
I actually like it. It's very salty.
I evolved. You can thank Cherrily for surprising me with this model. Like, she literally, like, she had Insane invite me to a Mechabellum like collab thing, and they just dumped this model on me, and I'm like, what do you mean? You were supposed to be doing other stuff. And then she's like, no, I made you a model. Here you go.
I spent an entire weekend making a model and screaming at it.
She did. I don't.
Because it gave me problems, but it's a good model.
I mean, it is a good model. The inner machinations of her mind are an enigma.
Actually, I like this pickle popsicle thing. It's pretty good.
Of course you would. Cherrily has bad taste.
I do not have bad taste. If I'm trying, I'll have to give you one to try. I will bring you some. No. It's like those push pops, like you get like the little plastic icy pops things.
Yeah, but it tastes like a pickle.
But it's pickle, yeah.
Ew. I mean, I like pickles, but like, ew. Why?
It's just missing the pickle part. And it's really cold.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all. It's like Cherrily likes coconut and she likes marshmallows.
Coconut and marshmallows are good. I don't know what you're talking about.
Not.
Yes,
they're
they
bad.
are.
They're bad.
They're not bad. They're good.
Go eat your gross Peeps and leave me out of it. I don't want to be part of that.
I only eat like Peeps every once in a while.
You have a Snowball too. That's two things I hate in one. You can have that. Keep it for yourself.
Snowballs are only kind of okay.
I don't like
them.
It's
not a good marshmallow.
It's not a good anything. It's just bad.
I like moon pies better than I like those.
I don't like moon pies either.
That's because the filling's marshmallow. That's why.
I know that's why. You ever seen like that clip from Zombieland or whatever?
How?
Where it's like Woody Harrelson's just complaining about how shitty Snowballs are because he just wants the Twinkies instead. I agree with him wholeheartedly. It's just
he spent the entire movie looking for Twinkies, wasn't it?
Yeah, and he just complains about how shitty Snowballs are, and I'm like, yep, you're correct. Those are some of the bottom tier snack foods. They're the worst.
This would be really good on a very hot summer day. Electrolytes, good for you.
Electrolytes, turbolites, more lights than your body has room for. That's a fucking meme. If any of you remember that shit from like 2007, I commend you.
I don't remember.
I don't think that's aged well. I really don't. Some of that video did not age well at all. But you know, it's fine. Instead of power thirst, we have brain implosion energy now. 10,000 grams of pure caffeine.
I will say, like, the pickle juice, I think because it's sour and salty, the pickle juice doesn't freeze as well, so it melts first and leaves the ice. So, like, it's just kind of juice around ice. So it's like a juice, like, it's like a juice drink
like
with
a
ice.
Snow cone.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, you're not selling me on this. This is gross. The more you're making it actively worse.
Like when I was talking about peelers. The gummies that had the two different types.
That. Yeah, she bought like this like gummies. It's like you peel it.
Yeah.
and then apparently like the texture is weird, and I'm like, oh, you're not selling me on this at all.
Because like the outside texture of the peelers is a softer gummy than the gummy on the inside, and they're both soft, but they have two different textures. So when you bite down on it, your teeth kind of squish the soft part, and like the hard gummy part goes to one side of your mouth or the other, so it kind of like squishes to the side.
Squeeze.
It has a very weird texture. I like it, but Obsi's like, no.
Cherryly's over here like munching on like peelable eyeballs.
No.
I'm like, all right, have fun. Enjoy
They
that.
were peaches.
Okay, so I'm in the land down under, Australia, and some random man picked up his 200-pound fridge and smacked me with it. My jaw hurts a little. I'm not native Australian, but why he hit me with a fridge? That sounds like a typical Australian day.
Yeah. Is that normal for
Sounds
Australia?
very Australian. Yeah. I mean, don't you have like a non-zero chance of getting decked by some dude in a wife beater? Like, is that just like a usual thing that happens in Australia on top of like
South.
I mean, what is Australia but not like the Florida of the British colonies?
Kind of is.
Or former British colonies, I suppose. It's fine. I would like to visit Australia, actually.
I'm making weird.
Yeah, like we do with
weird
kangaroos,
faces.
so it's kind of normal.
Oh, that was really salty.
Yeah? Well, was this? Oh, yeah, you know, I actually kind of like it. I think it's really good. Cherryly, 2 minutes later. Dying.
I'm eating a pickle popsicle for the first time. God, that was a bit much.
Yeah, she decided it'd be a great idea to buy a pickle juice popsicle, and that
Still
is what she
pickle?
is consuming right now.
I like how you
And I'm
flex every once in a while with your broken arm.
Because my fucking leap motion is reading my mic and it's not reading my hands. It won't read my hands. I don't know what to do with my hands now. It just won't read.
Okay, I think I'm better now. Where's my juice? I need my guava juice. Hold on,
Guava.
more pickles.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with you. You're like a toddler who gets into shit. I think I'd rather have a broken jaw than taste something salty. I mean, I don't mind salty flavored things, but not pickle juice popsicles.
I mean, if his jaw broken, he might have to like sip on broth and stuff. That's salty.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Hopefully not.
Things are kind of okay.
Hopefully not. Just some days of Jellos and yogurt for a little while.
Speaking of Australia, do you want to know one of my favorite facts about Australia?
Mm-hmm.
They lost one of their prime ministers.
Oh yeah, to the sea, didn't they?
Yes, and this is one of my
To the
favorite things
ocean.
ever about this. Is like he like loved to go swimming, and then they had an article get published of like, man, prime minister advised to swim less, and he's like, I'm gonna go out for a swim, and goes out into the Pacific Ocean, never to be seen again. And you think, man, how would Australia honor their lost prime minister? I wonder what they would do. They named a goddamn swimming pool after him. Which is just... I love that so much. That's so unhinged. It's very Australian, though.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, I think I'm done with the popsicle for now. I got like halfway through it.
Because it was gross. You also lost award of the national... Yeah, you did. You fought birds and lost. I think the actual quote was, if we had tanks with the bullet carrying capacity of these birds, they'd be the most unstoppable army in the world, or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is so funny.
Emus, those things are ruthless, man. We don't have anything like that here. Closest thing we get is turkeys. They're not closed. They're big. And they still can mess you up somewhat, but I'm not saying.
Velociturkeys?
Velociturkeys, yeah. That's what we call them here in the South. They still got claws, and they can fly, and so they can claw your face, so...
Speaking of velociturkeys, or rather just velociraptors and other dinosaur-related things, because we're bringing it right back again. So, BBC released the revival series for Walking with Dinosaurs. And that, for those of you who don't remember, was a series that aired way back in like the 90s, early 2000s. I grew up watching that, and it was like one of my favorite documentaries of all time. It was so good. So I was very invested in them announcing like the new series. And they have like an episode, I think it's like episode 3, that talks about Utah Raptor. And I texted Cherrily this earlier. So like the Utah raptor was discovered by a paleontologist named Jim Kirkland. He is the state paleontologist of Utah. Works for like a U.S. Geological Survey or something. I've met him. I like went to Utah for other reasons, and I like just sent him an email, and I was like, hey, can I like come to your lab and like chat with you? And he's like, I'll do you one better. I'll give you a tour of the lab. So I got over to like the lab that they were doing stuff in. I heard about a lot of the stuff they were currently working on. And then like I've touched base with him periodically over the years, because I was like hoping that maybe after I graduated college I could maybe like get a job in his lab or something, but there was never anything available, so I couldn't get into it. So I'm like watching this documentary, and I'm seeing them show fossils that I've seen in person. I look at them talk about a thing that I talked about with Jim when I was there.
It's so crazy.
And I'm like, you know, in another life, I could have been in this documentary. I could have been one of the staff here. I could have been in this had I been like, you know, actually hired to work under their lab direction, which just didn't happen because of a variety of other reasons. But like, that's so wild. I was like, looking at this, I'm like, I've held that fossil. Like I've seen that. I know what that is. And I was like, it was just like kind of a wild experience to like sit there and watch. It's like, I've seen these things. I've talked to that person. I know this guy. I could have been in this had I been like had things been different. That I could have been me one day.
That's so crazy.
I know, just crazy.
Yeah.
I was crazy once. They locked me in a room.
Oh no.
A rubber room with rats.
Stop.
Rats make me crazy.
Guys. Dang it, I have this file I want to save, and it's a WebP file.
Oh.
Freaking WebP files.
Ew. Gross. Yeah. Whoever invented WebP files, violence. Violence. I choose violence. That's what you get for that. How dare you? I can't believe you've done this. To be fair, they were the sons of fucking flamingos with a rhino armor park deck. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, emus are large. They don't concern me in the same way the cassowaries do, though, because, like, ooh.
Oh, yeah. Which one did I send you? Emu or cassowary the other day? The croaking...
Cassowary.
The croaking bird, yeah. Sounded like a Mitsubishi.
Yeah.
Motorcycle at first.
You know, I kept thinking of this today when I was watching Walk with Dinosaurs, when I saw that video too, of like, when you talk about like dinosaurs in media and stuff, they're always like, I don't want feathered dinosaurs. They've ruined my dinosaurs. They're not scary anymore. And I'm like, okay, let's take Utah Raptor. That thing is as big as a goddamn grizzly bear with a mouthful of teeth and a foot-long claw on each toe that will eat you. Like, you're telling me you're not going to be scared of that thing just because it has feathers? Bullshit. I call bullshit. That thing would be scary as fuck. And I look at cassowaries, which are known to like kick and eviscerate people, or golden eagles that like pick up deer and toss them off of cliffs just to eat them. And I'm like, birds are scary motherfuckers. What are you talking about? I would be horrified. Like, that argument like holds so little water to me, because it's like, it'd be the same as saying like, well, cats are fuzzy and they have fur and they're cute, therefore I'm not afraid of a grizzly bear. Because they have fur, and anything that has fur can't possibly be scary. And I'm like, that thing will straight up eat your face. There will be nothing of you left. And I feel the same way about like feathered dinos. People complaining about it. I'm like, that thing would straight up just demolish you. There'd be nothing left of you.
Mm.
I don't buy it.
Fear the burbs.
You got like a 7-foot-tall, 16-foot-long predator, and you're telling me you're not gonna be scared of that because it's fuzzy?
No, that's not true. People run away from fuzzy things all the time. I don't know what you're talking about.
Like, that is some bullshit. Like, yeah, they might look a little derpy, but like, they're still predators. Like, they're still vicious carnivores that are very, very large. But honestly, I saw a video the other day from like a creator who I really like, where she was like, if dinosaurs were still alive today, we would have absolutely done to the Velociraptor what we did to the pug.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And I'm like, shit, you're right. Because they're like,
we would have made them really cute and like deform them from overbreeding.
Bred them to be fucked up. Like, that's absolutely what we would have done. I'm like, oh no, she's not wrong. Shit. She got that one. Anyways, enough about dinosaurs. We were going to talk about aphantasia and diagnoses of things.
Aphantasia. I can't officially diagnose people. But when I learned about this fascinated me when I found out about this. Like what you can visualize in your mind. Like your mind's eye type of thing. And how good you are and how bad you are at it. Or not necessarily, it's not a good or bad thing, it's actually a difference in how your brain processes things. So, if you're along this scale, there's nothing wrong or deficient with you. Let me preface this before like anybody freaks out. Yeah. But
a diagnosis or a disorder is something you don't have any control over and you shouldn't feel bad about. It's like
what they even say, like the way this is not necessarily a disorder. It is just a difference in how your brain processes stuff.
Yeah.
But can you visualize stuff in your head when somebody says like, "Hey, imagine this"? Does that actually happen, or is it just like a concept of an idea? Like you don't get any actual visual like reception.
I think I can visualize things pretty well. I can't always translate it. I like the skills to translate what's in my brain to paper, but I do too. I can visualize stuff.
That's very, very different. That's a different skill, I will say that. But like, if you visualize an apple, can you visualize an apple without any help, with like all the spots and all like the leaves, or like if it's a different kind of apple? Is there any problem with that, or is it just like a shape, or is there just nothing at all? It's a concept of an apple, and it exists.
I see the picture and visualize a bad apple. I do too. And then the song plays. I can visualize bad apple too. That's a good song though. It's a banger. But no, joking aside, I feel like it kind of depends because like I think that how do I describe this? This is an ADHD thing. My brain is very loud.
Yes.
There's a lot of noise going on in my head at any given point in time. So, like, focusing on any specific thing is kind of difficult. But that's not really because I can't visualize. It's because there's a lot of noise going on. Mm-hmm. Like, I have a very hard time focusing on things. So, like, I can visualize it if I can focus. Big if, though.
So there's a difference in that. Like if you can visualize it, even like for a very short amount of time, like very short. Because, like, I can visualize things in my head really easily, but they don't last for very long. Like it is a second monitor idea where like I can stop paying attention to what's in front of me and I think about what's inside, but it's half a second kind of like visualization. But if I need to bring it back up again, I can bring it back up. Now the thing is I can't keep it up for a really long time, but it's like hyper detailed. It can be hyper detailed.
Yeah,
which is funny because I have a terrible memory.
You do. It's bad. I think for both you and me, that's an ADHD thing, though.
Yeah.
Like that's definitely what that is. You know, I think like I'm kind of the same. Of like depending on what it is and like what my mental state is at the time, I like can visualize things, but like it'll go away. So like, I mean, you guys have seen pictures of my desk set up. It looks like a villain's lair because I got so many monitors.
But this also kind of like associates with daydreaming too. So if you're a daydreamer and you see stuff and daydream, it's not just concepts, but like you actually visualize stuff as it's happening. You're probably way over here on this far end versus like over here where you just don't see anything. Which is fascinating because there are artists that don't see anything in their mind's eye. Which they just
like one
draw
of my favorite artists
because they know.
Like those of you who like know me probably know that I've talked about Ross before. Like Rubber Ninja. He's an animator, but I'm pretty sure he's gone on record saying he has aphantasia as well. But he can't visualize things, but he's like an extremely skilled animator. And I'm like, yeah, dude. Yeah. Good shit. But you know, as an artist, you should be using reference images anyway, so like...
Hey, Madhouse!
What's up, Madhouse? Welcome. We're talking about aphantasia. Do you have aphantasia?
Can you visualize things in your mind?
Am I but a figment of your imagination?
Why are you so big? Ah!
Why are you so small?
Because...
Get bigger. What are you, Revenant right now? The character from Elden Ring Night Rain?
What? Little.
The angry small being?
The angry
That's
small being. I see.
That's you now,
I see.
right? That's gonna be you. Cherrily could be Revenant, right, guys? I could convince her to play Elden Ring Night Rain with me, and she could play Revenant. Give her a big bonk sword or hammer, maybe.
All right.
Is it going well at you too? Well, I think we're doing pretty good. We're vibing.
So the official, I guess,
Playing
definition is aphantasia is the inability to voluntarily form mental images. It's often described as a lack of a mind's eye. So they have a hard time visualizing things, or they can't visualize at all. Or if they visualize stuff, it's just like shapes and things. So again, this kind of mystifies me because I've always been on the opposite side. I, for the longest time, thought everybody could think like I could, and they can't.
Well, I think I learned pretty quickly that my brain operates very differently from most people around me.
Yeah.
I have run into many a problem of my brain does not work like other people's brains.
Because there's an opposite side of this.
Fights.
There's an opposite side of this called hyperphantasia. And I might actually be on the lower end of this. It's a condition characterized by extremely vivid and detailed mental imagery, often described as being vivid as real seeing. It's essentially opposite of aphantasia, where individuals have little to no mental imagery, can recreate sensory experiences in their mind with great clarity and detail, including visual, auditory, and other senses. I can imagine taste.
I feel like I can do that sometimes.
Yeah. I have a hard time. I can imagine sounds easy. I can't imagine like smelling things nearly as easily. That's more of a concept. And I can't really, like, same thing with touching things, only very distinct. Like, I have an idea of what certain things feel like, and only, like, it's very learned. I have to,
right.
It doesn't come as easily. Like, visual and taste, I can actually kind of, like, whoop, pop into my brain pretty easily.
So I'm currently retaking a thing.
Uh-oh, what?
Because this is going to be talking about another diagnosis of things, which we've talked about many a time, which is another aspect of this. So you can keep talking about aphantasia for a minute while I do this questionnaire, and I'll show people. I'll show people what the results are, or I'll just tell them maybe.
Okay.
Still know. Let's see. I'm on question 13, and I think there's a handful more. Anybody who hears the results are not going to be surprised at all if they know me.
People with like hyperphantasia can are also like sometimes also experience synesthesia, where their senses sort of intermingle, so they can taste light, or they can hear the way certain things feel. Their senses kind of mix and match at times. They're so sensitive to it. But I don't have any of that. I do experience fission, where like if you have like a sound associated with like an imagery or like an emotion, it'll bring like a hyper sense of it's like a quick onset of emotion, which is not it's not any particular emotion, it's just a bunch of feeling at once. It's like when like music brings people to tears kind of stuff. That's kind of what happens, but it's not only just that. It's like it feels like my entire chest gets really tight because I feel stuff way too intensely all of a sudden.
Right.
And it goes away really fast, but it's definitely a little jarring at times. Whatnot.
Yeah, I think like with me and visualizing stuff in my head, it's always kind of like varied. Like sometimes, like depending on what it is, I have a hard time forming a concrete image. But like, I don't feel like I get like overstimulated by anything or anything like that. It's more just like a. Sometimes I can really focus on it, but like it's just so hard to focus at all that it's like
Sound is about the only thing that I can get overstimulated in.
Sound is definitely a thing. I think a lot of crowds and big people is a huge thing for me too. I can't like. when I was in college, like they wanted me to go to like football games and stuff, and I'm like, I can't imagine a worse thing for me to do. Like shoulder to shoulder with like 30,000 people in a stadium.
Yeah.
No fucking way. I'm being touched. There's too much noise. I don't even care about the sport anyway. Like, no.
Noise gets to me, I think, when I've gotten past, like, I'm feeling upset about something, or like I've gotten to that point of, I don't know, demasking or whatever. Like, it's like all of that's failing at once, and the sound is like usually my first sign that I'm not doing well mentally if sound starts to aggravate me. I was like, oh, I'm stressing out. If sound's starting to piss me off, if like just normal sounds, everyday sounds, talking sounds, TV sounds, if that starts to make me irritable, then I know that I need to take a mental step back and get a rest. Mm-hmm. Get a rest, get a food, get a shower, get away for a little bit. That kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh god, how many questions? Are there more questions than I thought in this?
If it's the one I'm thinking you're talking about, yeah, there's a lot of questions. Aphantasia is known to go along with ADHD and autism, but even then, it's still very small part of the population, and that's not always the case. In my case, I'm on the opposite side. I see a lot. So like, you've ever talked to me and like you talk about something and I'm like, oh, I can see that in my head.
Yes.
And it bothers me sometimes because I see it in my head. It's instant. That can be bad. It can be bad, especially with traumatic instances. Like if you experience trauma and you experience trauma with your eyes or your senses, it can come back to you because you can visualize it so well. So it's harder to deal with. So people with aphantasia actually have a little bit of advantage when it comes to like experiencing trauma. They don't have it replaying in their head. It doesn't happen. They can have the concepts replaying in their head, but they're not actually seeing it. They don't see it in front of them over and over again, like some people who like have hyperphantasia.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. And the thing I'm doing right now absolutely is relevant to this conversation, but I have to get through all the questions first. There's a lot of questions. I'm trying to get through it quickly. Let's see. Yeah,
I don't know where people are in chat. Like I said, there's no wrong on any of this. It's not even considered a disorder one way or the other. It's just how your brain interprets information, because people who can draw can have aphantasia. They just know it is the thing. Is that they know it, they've studied it, they know it, therefore they can reproduce it. It's processed differently. They don't have that secondary mental image. I think sometimes this secondary mental image just turns into a block instead of from information to hand, if I'm trying to draw something, or information to speaking. Instead it goes imagery to speaking. It's like information to like imagery to hand, and then things get muddled along the way a lot of the times. It's like it's almost too much. So if I'm stuttering or I forget what I'm saying, it's because I thought of something mid-information is a problem. And it completely threw me off track. I wasn't thinking to remember, I was just thinking to like tell, and it got lost is what happens.
Right.
If that makes any sense. I don't know. It's too much.
62.
But I also use it for evil, and I did this when I was at like MomoCon.
Use it for evil.
Because remember when I was telling you where I associate smells and stuff with things that aren't supposed to smell like that?
Yes.
And then we got some miso soup, and I was tasting. Oh, it tastes fine, but it smells like dirty dishwater.
Ruined it for everyone too.
Because I can remember and visualize it pretty easily. I'm like, oh yeah, I know this smell. Where do I know this smell from? Oh wait, it's from washing dishes. Everybody at the table's like, well, we're done with our soup now.
Yeah, Cherrily just absolutely ruined dinner for this. And I'm like, everyone in our group was like, really? Really with this?
But you couldn't deny it.
No, we couldn't. You were correct, and that's the problem with it, is you were right.
Yeah, I'm a little bit of a menace when it comes to like associating smells. I've done it before to other people, like desserts, like tasting kind of like children's toothpaste and a few other things. Just like, oh, why would you do this? Stop. But
let's see. I'm on question 70. We're home stretch now.
You're getting there, huh?
Yeah, soon. But I'll explain what it was I was doing because this is super relevant, I promise.
They could not believe that people could see the apple in their mind. They thought it was a hallucination. There are different versions of hyperphantasia as well, and I can do both. There's the mental, where you just see it in your head, sort of like a second monitor. Like you see a different mental image. You kind of like stop paying attention to what's in front of you. You see the mental image for a flash, and then you come back to what you're like focusing on. You never actually lose any of this information, but like your mind just kind of switches what it's paying attention to for just a moment, and it comes up with that image. But you can project too, where you can like imagine something out on the table that's in real life. Like AR, it's kind of like augmented reality, but a person's doing it with their brain, and so they just imagine a thing in front of them. I can also do that if I know the subject well enough.
Good God.
What did you find? What'd you find? I took this test too, by
chat.
the way.
So, when you are diagnosing people with autism, there are a degree of things that you can use to test people and like kind of preliminary screen them for stuff, right?
Yeah.
One of those things, that is the one that they will have you take if you're going in for a diagnosis, is called the RADS-R exam. And it kind of screens your responses to various social situations and how you talk and things like that, right? This is the exam that I was just scrolling through very quickly. So it's going to be a little bit off here.
Yeah,
but I'll explain to you a little bit about it. Yeah. So let me explain to you the scoring system for this. And I'll let you guys guess where I fall in this now that I've taken it. So
I already know, so I'm not going to guess.
So you would be diagnosed with autism. The threshold value is 65. Autistic males are around 148.6. Females are 160.4. Suspected autistic males, 141.6. Suspected autistic females are 145. Neurotypical males are about 84, and neurotypical females are 91. That's roughly where that is.
You know what my score was?
What was it?
I think mine was 90. But then I took a second test that's also on that same website for high masking. I almost maxed it out. So,
go ahead and guess, chat. Seeing as I just did this, guess what my score was for the RADS-R autism diagnosis exam. And tell me what you think I made.
80?
80? Okay, anyone else got guesses? Because you're going to laugh your ass off this. 81? How about 176?
I thought yours was originally like in the 60s.
No, it's always been above like 130.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, I think the last time I took this, it was
only
like
took it once. Mine was like it was either 90 or 92. I don't remember, but I took it once, and then I took the high masking one, which is like a normal thing for females, and yeah, I broke that one.
Yeah, so this one, to give you an idea where this would classify, 160 or higher is very strong evidence for autism. And then 227 is the max score. So I'm somewhere between strong evidence and max. And I'm like, yeah, that would explain a bit. And then I thought about it, and I was like, all right, let me think about this. Some of my closest friends from college, they got diagnosed later on, autistic. One of my close friends from high school, his kids, autistic. Him, autistic. Other friends I have, autistic or autistic adjacent. And I'm like, I'm noticing a pattern. I wonder why that is.
Wonder. Like, I have family.
I wonder if that says something. Obviously, I'm not like, going to get an official diagnosis. Like, getting an official diagnosis as an adult is like expensive as shit. It's like $6,000. Like, it's so much money in the US. So like, I've not been officially diagnosed, but I have a feeling would explain a fucking lot.
What
about ADHD? That runs in my family for sure too. Like my older brother has it.
Yeah.
And I think my mom.
My younger brother has it and has had medication for it. I never got tested for it, but then when I was going through college, the dean of my college asked me if I had it. I'm like, I've never been tested, but it's in the family.
Yeah. It's same with with ADHD and autism is in my family too. Like my uncle is potentially autistic. And I'm pretty sure that's been running in the family for a while. My dad might be, but I don't think he would admit it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he would even acknowledge it.
Yeah.
But I know that ADHD runs in the family. OCD also runs in the family, which is a thing. So I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I've got all the anxiety things and other neurospicy things. And I'm like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I think the kicker for why I was even thinking I was down this path at all was because one of my college friends, she and I got on a phone call about it. And when she was actually diagnosed, we went over the diagnostic criteria from the, what is it? It's the DSM-5. And they have 7 factors they look for. I hit 5 of them. And I'm like, oh yeah, that would explain a lot, wouldn't it? So yeah, there's very, 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 very strong evidence of that.
I mean, yeah.
It does amuse me. It doesn't matter. For me at least, the way things are currently, it would not matter if I was or wasn't. But it does explain a lot, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that would be what that is, wouldn't it? So yeah, there you go. That's how I'm being diagnosed with things. Probably on that spectrum somewhere. It's like that video from Minbit, the animator.
Oh, the info dump one.
Well, there's that one, but there's one too, with the cat.
Where you're on your tippy toes.
You know, this is dead ass a sign you might be on the autism spectrum. And it's just dude. Yeah, that feels right.
I love Minbit. If you haven't seen Minbit, go look up Minbit on YouTube. They're
Minbit's
great.
a fun animator. I do like them a lot.
They're so colorful and there's so much motion and very well. Don't watch them if you have epilepsy. They do give warnings on their shorts, but yes, it's very flashy.
Minbit does great.
Super flashy. All right, we're gonna wrap up our chat with a meme question.
Oh yes, you mentioned this before.
This is the last little topic that I have, and it's very small. But I asked this the other day in chat. Which one is because this came up in a different streamer's stream. This is Kale's stream, and I'm like, okay. Which meme death is more iconic, Yamcha or Family Guy?
Yamcha.
That's what I thought too. Yamcha.
I think it's Yamcha. The Family Guy one is only recently picked up, but the Yamcha one is pretty ubiquitous. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
I know that we are kind of in our own little niche corner of the internet, being in the anime community, but the Yamcha one shows up in Bochi. Honkai's made references to it. It's in fucking everything.
Yeah.
Everybody
I think there's
knows
even
the
merch
Yamcha
of
death.
it. When you go to the Dragon Ball stores in Japan.
It's a really big one. The Family Guy one is big too, and I think it's picked up recently, but I don't think it's nearly as iconic as the Yamcha
I think it's
one.
big when it comes to the US, but it's not an international thing. I don't know. Maybe it is, but they don't know.
I think globally Yamcha is easily the most recognizable one. There's no question.
What I found funny is Kale's chat. She's a slightly younger crowd, which is fine. A lot of them were Family Guy, Family Guy. She's like, no. Because they don't watch
maybe the Family Guy one, but
yeah, they don't watch Dragon Ball Z much anymore.
I don't know. I feel like the Yamcha one's it's so iconic. There's no way to not know what that is.
You even have a Yamcha emote somewhere. It's not on your.
I do.
It's not in your stream, but it's in your Discord.
No, because I need to tweak it. Yeah, it's in Discord currently, but I need to tweak it a bit.
I saw a new one. I saw a new death pose though. There's a Delta Rune one.
Did you?
That's out.
Oh,
There's a
right.
Deltarune
'cause
death
Deltarune
pose
had
now.
the new thing.
Yeah.
Hold on,
So
let me go Google
maybe
this,
that's
see if
going to
I've
be
seen it.
something different.
Let's see if I can. Oh, yep, there it is. I see it. It's a Spamton one. I've seen this.
that might be the new meme death pose.
Yeah, I've seen this. But that in and of itself is like really similar to like the Family Guy one.
Yeah.
But I've definitely seen this. That might actually be a Family Guy reference in Deltarune. Now that I think about it.
Look at it.
So stupid.
Well, I've seen.
Yeah,
Okay,
that
there's
might be.
one where like the arms flopped over the back, and there's one where they're face down. So there's like two different ones.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
It's good. Deltarune is like a big meme. Like that community is ravenous. I see so much Deltarune content, even though I've only played like the first Deltarune.
I've never even
not played the other two parts.
I've not even played the other one.
What, Undertale?
Undertale. Undertale's been spoiled for me. It's been too long. It's just like me trying to play through Doki Doki. I'm like, I've seen it, so it's just kind of.
I played Undertale pretty soon after it was launched, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I knew what was coming. I knew like how to do the genocide run versus passive run, that kind of thing. I did the pacifist run, and then I never touched the game again because I felt bad. I didn't want to do that. I was like, no,
Yeah.
I don't want to do this. But for you, chat, I might do this for you, chat.
What?
Maybe. Do a genocide run.
Then genocide run? Oh gosh.
I might do it for you guys.
Doki Doki's still worth it because the execution is amazing. Yeah, it is. But the thing is, I saw all of it.
I think like Doki Doki had like a physical release somewhat recently, and they added extra content to it.
That's fun.
So I wanted to see what that was about, but I never got around to getting it. Oh, you know everything, including the details. Yeah. I don't usually care about spoilery things, honestly. Like I don't tend to care too much about that. I'm of the mind that like a good story won't be ruined by spoilers. Like even if you know what it is, if the story is doing its job, you'll still be engaged.
But and I could probably still be engaged and stuff because I didn't see like everything, but I saw the last parts of it, which were the most important parts. In a lot of ways, and how they played with the player.
Cherrily, I can frog look at you.
Frog blinking.
I love frog blinking so much. It's so good. It's one of my favorite memes.
It's so good. I still think you need a frog blink emote.
I mean, I could animate that, probably. You tell me I should do the Nokotan one as that.
Yeah.
Which I guess we could. I'll put this in chat again. Those of you who haven't seen my Kisama emote. Come on now, Twitch. Post that shit. Cherrily says I should do a frog blink with that one.
Yeah.
Which I think would be funny.
I think it would be funny.
I do like that emote. I'm so glad I made that. I wasn't expecting to do that one, but I was like, no, this is funny. I like this one. I'm glad I did that. It's very different from the other styles of mine, but like...
You were scrolling for different ones to do. You're like, nope, this is the one.
Yeah, well, like, I was watching Nokotan through recently, and like, there are so many good expressions
I still haven't
in that
seen
anime.
it yet. I need to watch it.
It's fun. I just can't get over that like, the main character, Koshtan, is Miku. Like, that's the original Miku's voice actress, and it's so fucking funny, because like, she doesn't sound anything like her at all. And like, you would not know that unless you like knew what her voice was. And I'm like, this is so funny. Yeah, so the person who recorded the original audio files for Hatsune Miku is the Japanese voice actor for Koshtan in the Nokotan anime.
It's silly.
I still don't find her name because I'm bad. Saki Fujita. That is her name.
Wow.
She is the voice of Miku and also Koshtan.
Koshtan.
Fuck, I can't even remember it now. I just watched it. It's good. That's a good anime. It's just brain rot.
That'll be something for me to watch after Apothecary Diaries is over, because I'm gonna be like looking for something new to watch.
Yeah.
I am going through Mono. I need to watch more of that. So
I like Mono. We should watch that in Discord later. Mono is fun. To give you an idea of how I discovered Mono, like I was at Kinokuniya a month or two ago, and
Kinokuniya is so nice. I wish there was one here. I want one.
It's so nice. I love it. That's a Japanese bookstore. For those of you guys who don't know, there's only like 3 in the States, and I happen to live within driving distance of one. So
yeah,
I drove over there and I was looking through stuff and I saw Mono, and I was like, Afro is the writer for this. Isn't the guy that did Laid Back Camp? And I recognized the art and I'm like, yeah, this looks like the art for Laid Back Camp. I know what this is. And so I started to like buy it on a whim to like go read it. And then the cashier was like, hey, have you like watched the Mono anime yet? Like it just started. And I'm like, there's an anime? And I proceeded to watch it. I'm like, oh, this is fun. I like this. This is stupid.
You got pinged.
So Mono's fun. I did get pinged. It's my college buddies wanting to do meetups today. They're all like pinging each other. I've been getting my group chat for college friends has never been this active. But it's because like they're all in town, so they're trying to do like planning and meetups and stuff. And I'm like, oh my god, you guys have never been this chatty.
Aren't you doing something with them tomorrow?
I am.
Hey.
I gotta do art stuff in the morning and then drive over to go harass my college friends. Because that's how I interact with friends now, is I'm a menace.
I might drop in on your art stream.
You should join me in the art stream, you gremlin.
I might. I've got pixels to do. Still working on pixels.
Yes, you do. Every time I text you, you're like, I'm on what doing? And she's like, no pixels. I'm making icons for pixels. I'm like, okay.
I finished that.
So you make more.
Now I'm making
more icons.
Well, I do have to make more icons, but now I make an icon with every like pixel item I make instead of waiting to do like 100 plus of them later.
Yeah, might be a good idea.
Actually, it's more like 300 of them.
Jesus Christ. You know, Cherrily has this habit of like, ooh, shiny, and then she gets sucked into a project and she'll be doing this project for like 3 months. And I'm like, you made this like way more complicated than you needed to.
I did.
But this is what she does every time, consistently.
I'm gonna make it enough, and then I'm just gonna release it into the wild onto Steam. That'll be an interesting process. I don't know how that really works, how you release something on Steam, but I'm gonna do it.
You upload it to Steam Workshop, maybe?
Yeah, it's in Workshop.
I don't know. I haven't done any of that.
Itchy nose. Wow.
I love that you do itchy nose and your ears are flopping around everywhere. I have floppy insane on my head.
Yeah, you got a little insane. Oh, it kind of looks very fuzzy because of like the chrome, the color key.
Well, I mean, chat's just gonna have to come over to my stream and come look at this because things are very crisp and clear on my side.
Yeah, that's true.
So get wrecked, scrub.
So eventually, we'll get this fixed.
We'll figure it out.
Warudo. It'll be fun.
Yeah, that's gonna be a problem for next week. That's a next week Obsi problem. That's not a
that's a
problem.
Later problem.
Obsi has too much shit to do this weekend. Too many things. Not enough time. Sadly, I have to work full time, so I have to like go do my day job, I guess.
You do. Scree.
You
should be able to like
pay rent.
Be able to get paid to stay at home and do work.
I mean, I would love to. You gonna pay me?
No.
Exactly.
I don't do enough to stay home and do it. So.
If I could stay home and just like not have to engage with people other than like doing streams and like doing art stuff and getting paid to do that, man, that'd be the dream. Actually, that'd be great. But sadly, I am an adult with adult responsibilities, and that means I can't always be an anime girl on the internet.
No.
Sometimes I have to go do other things, like pay taxes and rent. I hate it. I hate it here. I don't want to be an adult anymore. Shh. Don't out me like this.
You need your gotcha money.
Here,
What?
got your monies. Mihoyo's got my monies, that's for sure.
They do. They actually do have your money. They have all your monies.
They have all of it.
Keep gotcha money.
That's why I have that as a sticker in my
This is
Discord. Is
true.
give gotcha monies.
I've yet
It's
to be
just
sucked
coconut for
into
monies.
a gotcha game. I won't say that will not ever happen, because it very well might, but so far it hasn't happened.
I mean, I wasn't gonna, but like Mihoyo got me.
You've been caught.
I got stuck. It's too late for me now. There's no saving it.
You've
It's
been
done.
caught. Stretch.
Yep. Stretch. Cherry's made of bubble wrap.
No.
Stop poking me. You're lucky my leap motion's not working right now.
Yeah, I know. I was saying, if we ever get into VR chat, it's gonna be a problem. Look at the Angie face. Look at that cute Angie face I made. I love it. You wear it well.
I mean, according to some people, I'm perpetually Madge anyway,
Are
so
you? Really?
some people think that. I don't think that. I think I'm a goofball sometimes.
You are a goofball. It's a good goofball.
It's just how it be.
That's why we hang out.
Exactly. But Cherry's the biggest goofball. The goobinest goob ever to goob.
Maybe. Possibly.
No, not maybe. Facts. I don't lie. I don't tell stories. I don't do jokes. I'm not a comedian.
Whatever. Lies. Bad at
I
lying.
have never lied in my entire life. Look at this face. I've never lied.
You always lie.
I've never lied. It's good.
Trouble. Always trouble. This was fun.
Yeah.
We'll have to do
This is
more
a
of
time.
these.
Yeah, we should do more just chatting streams. I don't do enough of those.
I'm gonna grab some other people. I'll grab DK at some point. Shad.
She's gonna kidnap more people. It's fine.
Kidnap
She
more
does tonight.
people. Yeah. Let's
Well, what you
go.
doing, Cherry? What you got going on?
I don't know. This is the last stream for this week, so if I'm joining
What
you,
about Sunday? Are you not doing Sunday?
well, I mean that's not this week. That's next week.
That's
Sunday's the beginning of next
sure.
week. That's with DK. We're gonna be playing River City Girls, but I usually don't stream my side of it. I let y'all do that.
I don't remember if I streamed my set or not for that, to be honest.
More
I think
people
I
for
do,
just
though.
chatting. Yeah. You want to chat? Let's chat. I gotta come up with some more questions and stuff and some topics and things.
Mhm.
Obviously, it was easy because we were already watching like OceanGate stuff and ranting
Yeah,
about certain
I was
things.
I was hyper fixating about
Yes.
stuff, and I'm like, I want to drag Cherry into
Let's
this.
go.
So you don't have your schedule for next week. So this is the last bit of it.
This
Other
is
than
the last
just
bit of it.
doing stuff
Besides,
with
like
DK.
hanging out with you tomorrow and doing art. More likely
Yeah.
doing more pixels and stuff. But Sunday we start. I'm going to be on DK's stream, and if you're streaming too, we'll play the end of River City Girls 2. And the next week we're definitely doing
Yosh.
more Horizon, but I don't know what else I have in store. I haven't decided. What about you?
It's fine. Well, tomorrow, assuming I don't oversleep, 11 a.m. We're doing art stuff. That's EST because it's best time. So 11 a.m. We're doing art stuff. We're gonna finish the shrug emote thing I started last week, and maybe starting a sketch for Cypher fan art because I kind of want to draw a cat grill.
Cat Grill. She's cute.
Cat grill. She was cute. I like Cypher a lot. Nothing happening Saturday night. There would normally be. I was gonna do Zenless, but like I will not be available. So then Sunday night will be more of River City Girls stuff. For Twitch, that's you guys have already seen that, but for YouTube, this will be the first and last time you see it because we're at the end of the game.
You're at the
Let's see. I don't have my next week schedule, but I do know that Zenless will be on Wednesday for sure. We will probably add multiple days of Zenless because I'm just literally all day. I'm like, man, I want to go home and play Zenless. I want to do more of that.
He's been having a very good
It's
time with
really
that,
fun.
which is dangerous because that means more gotcha potential.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to set a hard
it's a
line
problem.
for yourself.
It is a problem. It's too late for me.
It's too late for you now. Pet, pet, pet. What? He doesn't like the patronizing pets. Or the pity potatoes.
No, I don't want your pity potatoes. I'm just trying to build my machines, and she's like, here's some pity potatoes. And I'm like, stop it. At least I set up a thing to burn all the stinky meat. Are you happy?
Yes. We're talking
Which
about
I guess-
Minecraft, by the way.
Yes, we're talking about Minecraft chat. But you might have seen it on YouTube. I added some extra stuff off stream, specifically so Cherrily will stop complaining about me eating stinky meat whenever I'm building stuff in the Nether.
So gross.
I'm
You
like,
poison
fine.
yourself every time.
It's not a big deal. I've got stacks on stacks of it, baby. Let's go. Who needs food when I can eat rotten meat and just kind of like constantly do that while I'm trying to do other stuff? Don't worry about it.
It's like
Easy.
rotten. Like if it's zombie, it's still stinky meat. If it's like piglin zombies, it's still stinky meat. But like it's rotten like cannibalism. What in Minecraft? No,
I mean, it's not cannibalism if I'm not a pig.
that's true. But what about the regular zombies? Remote go high.
Don't worry about them. Don't worry about those guys.
Don't worry about it.
They're not human anymore.
It's not human.
No, doesn't matter. It's long pig.
Oh gosh, gross. Blech. Blech.
Bad.
Minecraft is problematic. Maybe that'll be a stream where we talk about how problematic lore in the world of
Yeah.
Minecraft is.
Minecraft, if you're trying to metagame Minecraft, it is wildly unethical. Which is really funny, because, like, no one cares. But, like,
No.
also,
This is a video
holy
game.
shit, Minecraft. It's something else. We should have, like, a stream of, like, does Minecraft violate the Geneva Conventions or something, and just,
No.
just do that as a stream.
That would be so bad.
It's like, is this a war crime, or is it just unethical? Find out next time.
Yep. Look.
Bonk.
Ah. All right, we gotta find out who's online to go raid.
Oh, I don't even know. I didn't even check. I didn't even look.
Let's see. Cabal's back to playing Dune.
Let's go.
Kale's
This is
also
what-
on.
it's
She's
a sign,
playing a
Cherrily.
thing called Kabuto Park. I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
Kai's playing Elden
This is
Ring.
a sign, Cherrily. This is a sign.
It's not a sign. I don't need to buy another game. I'm about to buy. I'm about to buy your other game, the second one. Grounded.
I don't even know Grounded 2. I don't even know how much it's gonna cost either.
It's not
it
going to
might
be
just
as
free
much
beta.
as Elden Ring and Dune
I
Awakening and Monster Hunter
sure.
Wilds.
You need to play Monster Hunter 2, damn it. There's like no content right now. We need to have an excuse to play. And then maybe you getting up to where we are will be enough for us to get to Legiacris when it comes out, like, eventually, maybe.
Maybe, possibly.
Can't get her to play with it. We've tried. She just doesn't listen. She's too stubborn.
I can't spend
Just-
my money on
just
all
like
the
her cat.
things.
Too bad. Engage in bad financial decisions.
No, I refuse.
Join us.
No.
Blow your money on nonsense
I've
and
got-
write it off on your
I've got-
taxes
I've
for
got
your
other
job as a
things.
streamer.
I've got other things to pay for, which I've done that before, but I have got other things to
I mean,
pay
yeah,
for.
we all did it because you do it as a legitimate thing to do as a streamer. As long as you make money.
I've
which
actually-
I don't, so.
I have actually written off games from Steam before for my taxes, but yes.
Yeah, I had to go back through and see, like, okay, did I actually stream this? And I had to, like, go look and see, like, okay, I can't just, like, write off stuff for things
Everything.
I didn't stream. So.
But okay, I'm gonna
Yeah.
raid Cabal. Are you gonna raid Cabal?
Nah. I think we're just gonna end it on my side.
Okay.
But we should all go say hi to Cabal and then, like, try to bully Cherrily into playing Doom with me.
If you haven't done it yet, say happy birthday to Shad, even though the day's mostly over. And tomorrow morning, I'll be doing art with Obsi, I guess. I'll be chatting. I'll be chatting You won't see what I'm making. I'm working on Kyrie's pixel. I gotta finish her pixel.
Yeah, I'll have to screen Cherrily to wake her up.
Yeah, you might.
She's gonna roll about and doom scroll, and she'll be like 2 hours late, and then she'll pop in eventually.
It's not my stream day typically.
I'm calling her out. She calls me out all the time. This is revenge.
Yes.
That's what you get.
But sleep time's fun.
It's your
time.
fault.
I like naps.
I mean, yes, naps are fun. I would prefer to sleep rather than go to work.
Yeah.
But sadly, sleep does not pay my rent.
It is Friday though. Like you don't have to go like right to sleep, and then you don't have to get up really, really early. So.
No, I mean, this is why I set streams to 11, is I can sleep in a bit.
Yeah, that's true. Which is good for you.
That being said, if I really slept in, I'd sleep into like 2. I would not be up.
Wake up!
Like, I have blackout curtains, and I live in a gremlin cave, so I would not ever see the sun.
Like, I went to visit him at MomoCon. It was so dark in his apartment. He had like one lamp on.
Yeah.
One lamp and all the windows closed. I'm like, why is it so dark in here? I start immediately opening windows.
This is why Vampsidian is technically canon now. It's because I live like a vampire.
You kind of do.
It's just how it is. I don't like the sun.
I keep telling when I open the windows. He's like,
yeah. She opened my windows just to like for us to immediately leave my apartment. So she opened my windows just to open them, and then we left like immediately to get food. I'm like, girl, what the fuck? I don't need people looking at my house. Stop this.
There's nobody looking in your house. There's like woods in a stream like valley right below.
Bad.
You get the suburban Sasquatch looking at you.
Like a skunk ape, but in Atlanta.
Something like that. I don't know. I don't know. Time to raid. I'll send my chat away.
Yeah, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning with other stuff.
Thanks for hanging out with us. It was a good time.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye, y'all. Raid now. Boop. Boop. And then those of you on YouTube, you're still here. Thank you for hanging with me. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.